Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. After the universe was wiped, I became the primordial gods of destruction. Chapter 21. Luo Tian is now thinking about another problem. I am no longer gods of destruction. I support Beerus and Champa as gods of destruction, isn't it good? But me, is the master of gods of destruction. Now that I'm the master of gods of destruction, it's not a big problem for me to find the super dragon ball. Beerus and Champa kowtowed again seriously before getting up. The etiquette of apprenticeship is thus completed. Who is buried there? Luo Tian asked. He is Wu Taito, the most powerful warrior in our village. Champa explained. No, it should be said to be the most powerful warrior in the entire cat planet. Beerus corrected. Well, Beerus was right. Champa admitted with a nod. Wu Taito. Luo Tian fell into deep thought, and even wanted to dig it out to see what it looked like, and then asked, is he also a cat clan? Yes, Beerus replied. Unfortunately, as Beerus said, he also told Luo Tian everything about Wu Taito's sealing of Quincy God. Luo Tian was silent again. This product will also be a magic wave. Could it be that he will be reincarnated to the earth in the future? Go seal that guy named Piccolo Daimao again. Did you die because of Mo Fengbo every time you reincarnated? So you have to work hard and strive to become the most powerful cat people in the cat star. Only in this way can you save your planet. Luo Tian encouraged the two little guys. Both Champa and Beerus showed endless anticipation and excitement. First of all, I want to tell you that these rat races that invade your planet are nothing to be afraid of. If I make a move, I can wipe out all the rat races in no more than 3 days. Luo Tian put his hands behind his back and said to follow Champa and Beerus. Both Champa and Beerus showed shock on their faces. But the two little guys didn't doubt it. After all, Beerus saw with his own eyes that the four elders were easily defeated by Luo Tian. But I hope that you can become stronger through your own hard work, and personally wipe out these rat tribes and restore peace to your planet. Luo Tian encouraged. Yes, Master, Champa and Beerus answered in unison. Master. You mean? Gods of destruction as their real boss, right? Beerus had heard Luo Tian and the four elders talking about gods of destruction before, and immediately put the question in his heart asked out. That's right, you're right Beerus. Gods of destruction is their real boss. Only by defeating gods of destruction can these rat race be completely eliminated. Luo Tian nodded solemnly. So, Master, can you beat gods of destruction? Beerus asked with some expectation. Frankly speaking, I'm afraid the current me is not gods of destruction's opponent. Luo Tian felt that there was nothing to be ashamed of. What about opponents who aren't gods of destruction? As long as you practice well, you can definitely surpass gods of destruction. Even you, Master, are not the opponent of gods of destruction. So how powerful is gods of destruction? Beerus was stunned. Hey, Beerus, what exactly is the gods of destruction you told Master about? Champa listened lonely. Champa has only seen Luo Tian use destruction, but he really doesn't know what gods of destruction is. A god who specializes in destruction? Champa asked again. Actually, I'm not very clear. Beerus scratched his head. Master, can you tell us what gods of destruction is? Simply put, the gods of destruction is the most powerful god in this universe, and it is a ceiling that is difficult for human beings to surpass. Luo Tian replied. What, the most powerful god in the universe? Champa cried out. Beerus' eyes widened even more, showing endless shock. That Master. How about we wash up and sleep? At first we thought we could defeat these rat tribes only through our own efforts. Champa swallowed with difficulty, and smiled bitterly. As a result, you tell me, what we are going to challenge as the most powerful god in this universe. Champa, don't let others' aspirations destroy your prestige. Beerus snorted after a brief shock. Even if it is the gods of destruction, as long as we practice hard, we may not be able to surpass the gods of destruction. Beerus is right. As long as you practice hard, you will definitely be able to surpass gods of destruction. Luo Tian nodded in satisfaction, and, my ideal is to train you two to become the strongest gods of destruction. Champa froze. Beerus was also dumbfounded and didn't recover for a long time. Master wants to train the two of us to become gods of destruction. Can we really be gods of destruction? Both of you are extremely talented cat people. I believe that under my training, you will grow into two outstanding gods of destruction in time. Luo Tian smiled slightly and encouraged the two little guys some. Champa and Beerus looked at each other with endless anticipation in their eyes. It was as if the sky had brightened at this moment. The dark forest is also bathed in endless sunlight. Master, how many gods of destruction are there in our universe? Champa asked quickly. A universe has only one gods of destruction, Luo Tian said with a smile. So I still have to compete with Beerus for the title of gods of destruction. Champa suddenly died down. Forget it, we're brothers, and I don't want to kill each other. TCH, Champa, you just say you can't beat me if you can't beat me, why are you saying so provocatively? Beerus giggled. Stop stinking farts, who said I can't beat you? I just don't want to fight you seriously, I'm actually very strong. Champa clenched his fists tightly. I mean that there is only one gods of destruction in a universe. Luo Tian took the words and introduced with a smile, but we don't have only one universe. What does it mean that there is not only one universe? Beerus was stunned, showing disbelief on his face. Are there other universes? That's right, besides this universe, there are many more universes. Luo Tian said, our current universe is called the seventh universe, and the gods of destruction of this universe is a map of the rat race, and there is another one in the sixth universe. Gods of destruction, also rat clan, his name is Rilligor. Beerus also heard from the four elders, right? Beerus nodded vigorously. The four elders of the rat clan. Master, have you and Beerus seen them? Champa was taken aback and asked quickly. Hey, you don't know yet, Master has already wiped them out easily. Beerus chuckled. Really, as expected of a master. Champa clapped his hands happily. I said that the rats on this planet are nothing if I think about it. Luo Tian said flatly, but I hope you will defeat them through your own efforts. Yes, Master. Champa and Beerus nodded solemnly again and answered loudly. Master, the castles that disappeared recently. Was it done by you, Master? Beerus asked tentatively. That's right, I did it. Luo Tian didn't deny it. Master did it. Beerus was both surprised and happy, feeling that today is really the right time. If you have any questions, please ask slowly later. What I want to teach you next is Gods of Destruction's exclusive skill, Gods of Destruction skill. Luo Tian's expression became serious. Champa and Beerus also stood at attention and nodded excitedly. Simply put, destruction is a skill of God, it is to completely destroy the target from 1 to 0. Luo Tian said, slightly raised his right hand, and a cloud of purple destructive energy had already emerged in his hand. After these days of hard training, and constantly absorbing the energy of the rat clan, Luo Tian's damage has also increased a lot compared to before. Now what Luo Tian can be sure of is that as long as he thinks about it, the whole cat star will disappear immediately. This time, Luo Tian's destructive strength has increased a lot. This is destructive energy. Luo Tian smiled, and waved his hand towards a boulder in the distance. Snapped. After the boulder came into contact with the destructive energy, it turned into nothingness at that time, and disappeared in an instant. Although both Champa and Beerus had seen the divine power of destruction, they were also dumbfounded after seeing Master's demonstration with their own eyes. Is this destruction? It's so gorgeous. Champa was very excited. I want to learn. I want to become the strongest gods of destruction. Beerus clenched his fists tightly. Master, how do we condense the destructive energy? Champa asked hastily. It's very simple, as long as you focus on destroying, you can gather destructive energy. Luo Tian smiled slightly. Champa, Beerus, is it that simple? Of course, it is very difficult to achieve this. First of all, you have to practice from the basic skills. Luo Tian said, in the next period of time, you should first practice hard with me, and I will teach you some basic skills. Yes, Master. Champa and Beerus immediately answered loudly. Ratfolk, Castle 1. This is the castle where 4 elders live. Of course, this number 1 castle is also a huge universe spaceship. But now, the Lord of City number 1 and several leaders warrior are lost in thought in the meeting room. What about people? What about the elders? The 4 elders went out for a trip, why haven't they come back yet? And they have no news at all, and even the communicator cannot call them. What happened? The city lord had a bad premonition, and his face was cloudy. My lord, what happened recently is really too weird. First, the 3 castles mysteriously disappeared, and now even the 4 elders have disappeared. A leader said in a deep voice, I heard that the 4 elders it seems to be inviting God Quincy. Master Quincy, could it be that they are going to meet God Quincy in the universe space? The city lord pondered. We have already built signal transmitters in this star field, and we will be able to contact the 4 elders even in the universe space. The leader replied, even in places where there is no signal, it is impossible for the 4 elders to communicate with each other. No signal. The city lord nodded approvingly. Yes, even if 1 elder cannot be contacted, what about the other 3 elders? It can't be that the 4 elders can't be contacted, right? Moreover, God Quincy also lost the news. Check it out for me, and find out what's going on no matter what. The city lord gritted his teeth and ordered. A large number of rat tribes flew out of Castle Number 1, looking around for relevant information. Not only Castle Number 1, but the rat tribe warriors in other castles started a detailed search on this planet. However, it is strange to be able to find it. After all, even the 4 great elders disappeared, and God Quincy also disappeared. The Cat clan soon learned of this exciting event and began to organize the warriors to counterattack. Without the assistance of the 4 great elders and God Quincy, the Rat clan retreated steadily, and many rat clans were killed. Although there are still many city lords in the Rat clan, there are also many powerful warriors in the Cat clan. For the first time, the Cat clan has achieved a major victory in total war. Universe Center. Gods of Destruction Star. Hundreds of millions of years ago, the world of gods of destruction was just a single planet. The planet is right at the center of the universe. In other words, the realm of gods of destruction is located in the realm of humans. But Supreme Kai lives in the god realm. Because Supreme Kai was born to be a god. Not to mention Supreme Kai, even the king of the realm is born a god. Kai Wang grew up on a planet called Jigxingsing, which is a huge planet similar to Zhuangxing. At the same time, all the kings of the world are born from the fruit of a huge world tree on the world core star, and are born in the form of core people. Core people, regardless of gender, have an average life expectancy of about 75,000 years. They learn various knowledge in cities like schools and live a very leisurely life. If the king of a certain king planet dies, the next king of the world will be selected from among these core people. However, Supreme Kai is different. The candidates for Supreme Kai are selected from the core people born from rares, gold fruit. It can be said that Supreme Kai is a more advanced core person. Gods of Destruction, to put it bluntly, is a powerful god elected from among humans. At this moment, on the planet of Gods of Destruction, the figure of Gods of Destruction looked at Kalu, who appeared beside him with a horrified expression. What did you say? Master Zeno erased the 18th universe. Tu Shandon's face became more and more ugly. If I didn't run fast, I'm afraid I would be wiped out by Master Zeno. Kalu was trembling all over. How did this happen? When did you provoke Master Zeno? Tu Dandan asked with some fear. Why would I provoke him? I still want to know why. Karu gritted his teeth. Does elder brother know about this? Tu Dandan asked. I haven't told my elder brother yet. However, I think the news that the 18th universe has been erased will soon reach the ears of other gods of destruction, and my elder brother will also learn about it. Lu replied. Wait a minute, you eat this healing fruit first. Tu Dandan said, took out a red fruit from his castle and handed it to Karu. Karu didn't have any hesitation, and immediately ate the fruit in one bite. Immediately, Karu's arm, which Zeno had wiped out, grew back and regained its original brilliance. Healing fruit. Your universe has such a magical thing. Karu sighed. I discovered it by accident. Tu Dandan replied, healing fruit is a trivial matter. I want to know now, why did Master Zeno erase your universe? You ask me how do I know? Karu shook his head. Well, let's contact Big Brother now to see if Big Brother knows what happened. Tu Shandan suggested. Karu didn't object. Immediately afterwards, Tu Shanshan immediately got in touch with Relajo, the gods of destruction of the 6th universe, through the communicator. Isn't this the second child? Why are you free to contact me? Relagio's sharp voice came from another universe. Brother, Karu is here with me. Chu Dandan replied. As the third child at your place. Is this guy really free? Did he visit your place? Rilajo smiled. Big brother, the 18th universe is gone, it was erased by Master Zeno. Chu Dandan said. Rilagio was silent at that time, and didn't come back to his senses for a long time. What did you say? Say it again, Rilajo said in a deep voice. Master Zeno erased the 18th universe. Karu replied, if I hadn't run fast, I'm afraid I would have disappeared along with it. Third brother, haven't I told you many times? That fellow Zeno is very powerful. Be respectful to him. Why do you provoke him when you have nothing to do? Rilajo reprimanded him. Brother, why do I have nothing to provoke Zeno? I wouldn't do such a stupid thing. I swear, I never provoked him. Kulu quickly raised his hand and swore, I haven't seen Mr. Zeno for more than 3,000 years, how do you think I would provoke him? Rilago was silent again. You didn't offend Master Zeno, why did Master Zeno erase the 18th universe? By the way, are you letting our rat race multiply quickly in your universe? Rilajo suddenly thought of something, and asked hastily. Karu didn't answer, because there was nothing wrong with what the elder brother said. Chu Shandon also smiled bitterly, with a slightly embarrassed expression on his face. Because the universe where Chu Dandan is located is also vigorously developing the rat race, even worse than Karu's 18th universe. And the second child, you too. Rilajo persuaded, I have told you many times, don't deliberately develop the rat race. The descendants of our race, let them fend for themselves. If you can't bear it, just leave a direct descendant, and arrange a very good planet for them, wouldn't it be better for them to live a good life? Why do you insist on letting them invade other planets? Brother, I have to refute this matter. Chu Dandan shook his head, holding different opinions. We finally became gods of destruction, of course we want to make our family live a better life. Let them doing what we want, are we wrong? It's too much. Rilajo sighed. Neither Chu Dandan nor Kuru answered the call. This matter has been disputed by the three brothers for many years. According to the boss Rilajo, if one deliberately develops one's own race, sooner or later it will attract attention and cause some unnecessary troubles. But the second child and the third child love their own race very much and want to develop their own race. Let me tell you this, if Lord Zeno knows that you are also vigorously developing the rat race, the next universe to disappear will probably be the 7th universe. Brother, don't scare me. Chu Dandan sweated on his face. Brother, don't talk about us, just ask the other gods of destruction and see what they think of this matter. Karu said solemnly. Okay, I'll contact other gods of destruction to have a look. It's hard to tell if it's because of your personal reasons that Zeno erased your universe. Rilajo sighed helplessly, and then ended the call. After about half an hour, Rilajo got in touch with Chu Dandan again. Brother, have you found the reason? Kuru and Chu Shandan hurriedly asked. The specific reason is not very clear, but the matter is more terrifying than you imagined. Rilajo's face became extremely ugly. What's wrong? Kuru asked hurriedly. I asked Quasi the cartoon mouse of the 4th universe. Although we are not the same race, we are all branches of mice after all, and the relationship is still good. Rui Dagao sighed. Quaishi told me that not only the 4th universe disappeared. The 18th universe, the 13th universe, the 14th universe, the 15th universe, the 16th universe, and the 17th universe. A total of 6 universes were erased by Zeno-sama. What? 6 universes disappeared all at once? Chu Shandon screamed, his expression changing again and again. Kuru felt more balanced in his heart. It turns out that it wasn't just our 18th universe that disappeared. The other 5 universes also disappeared. Not only did the universe disappear, but all the gods of destruction, Supreme Kai, and other gods and all things in the universe also disappeared together. Rilajo said in a deep voice, only the third child escaped by chance. Maybe the area where the third child is located happens to be the edge of the universe. What? All gods of destruction and Realm King Shendu disappeared. Kulu lost his voice with lingering fear. What happened? Does Quincy know? Chu Dandan hurriedly asked. The specific reason is not very clear to Quincy, but after a brief analysis, Quincy and I found a commonality among the 6 universes that disappeared. Rilajo sighed long. What do you have in common? Brother, Tu Dandan asked. As I was worried, besides the 3rd universe, the Goat clan of the 13th universe, the Snake clan of the 14th universe, the Rabbit clan of the 15th universe, the Tiger clan of the 16th universe, the 17th universe, the Bull clan of the universe, the Shendu who are destroying the 5 universes are developing their own race, allowing their own race to continue to grow, and even dominating the universe. Relajo said in a deep voice. Figure alone does not speak. Kuru was even more silent. It seems that there is nothing wrong with what the elder brother said. Karu has also heard that the gods of destruction of these 5 universes are also developing their own race. After all, it's hard to become gods of destruction, who doesn't want to let their people live a better life. Whatever they want, let them do it in this universe. The sky is falling and gods of destruction, are holding on. It's just that what Kuru didn't expect was that Master Zeno would make a move, and he could really erase the universe. Erased 6 universes at once. What a great deal. Tu Shandon was also frightened, his face turned pale for a while, and the hair on his body changed color. If what Big Brother said is true, then our universe is also in danger. Because the rats of our 7th universe also ruled the entire universe. Second brother, let me tell you solemnly, stop your stupid behavior immediately. Relajo yelled, immediately withdraw your deployment in the 7th universe Rat Clan and find a planet for them, let them live safely on that planet. But Big Brother, there are at least 800 billion ethnic groups in our universe. Tu Shandon said with a wry smile. What are you talking about? You have grown the ethnic group to such a huge number. Relajo exclaimed. Tu Shannon lowered his head. Find them a superstar, isn't it 800 billion? It's not too big, Relajo suggested. Tu Dan was a little hesitant for a while. What do you have to hesitate about now? Do you want your universe to disappear? Relajo reprimanded loudly. I see. I'll contact the ethnic group and ask them to gather their battle lines and come to my place immediately. Tu Dandan gritted his teeth and finally made up his mind. This is a matter of life and death for the universe. It's better to take back these ethnic groups first. Brother is right. If Master Zeno really erases the universe because of this incident, he really has to keep a low profile in the future. Go and contact the gods of each ethnic group in person, and then find them a superstar, do you understand? You should do this right away. Relajo ordered. I understand, Big Brother. Tu Dandan nodded obediently. Third, you are like this, now you and I will go to Lord Zeno's temple immediately, and I will accompany you to confess to Lord Zeno. Relajo said to Kalu again. Confession. Karu was taken aback. By the way, Quincy said that it might be Karu, Supreme Kai Sawyer of your universe, who made a small report to Master Zeno, saying that there are problems in your universe. Relajo sighed. What did you say? Supreme Kai, the guy with the long mouth. Is it really him? Karu's face showed anger. I think Supreme Kai Sawyer just wants to file a lawsuit and ask Master Zeno to punish you, but what he didn't expect is that Master Zeno will erase all 6 universes of yours at once. Relago said helplessly, shook his head. Supreme Kai, I just said that the God King knows so much. Sure enough, the two of them have hooked up. Karu gritted his teeth, trembling with hatred. Of course, Karu hates Supreme Kai. Karu also has nothing to hate Luo Tian. After all, in Karu's view, Luo Tian has already been wiped out by Mr. Zeno. God King, which family? Relago was taken aback. Is it Yuan Zun's family? Tu Dandan asked in surprise. That's right, it's that human race, which is also Yuan Zun's clan. According to the investigation, that kid is still a descendant of Yuan Zun. Karu smiled softly, but it's a pity that he has disappeared. Yuan Zun, it's just a pity for that old guy, after all, he was also a person of the same era as us back then. Relagio seemed to think of the past, and expressed endless emotion, in fact, back then, if it wasn't. It's been a long time in the past, don't talk about it, don't talk about it. Brother, what do you mean, let me confess to Lord Zeno? Karu asked, and felt that there was no need to talk about Yuan Zun's family. After all, that family has completely disappeared. I'll go with you, and I'll make amends with you. Relajo nodded, his expression becoming more serious. Think about it, it stands to reason that you should disappear with the 18th universe, but you survived, yes. You should report this matter to Master Zeno immediately, if Master Zeno knows in advance, maybe he will erase you again, and even erase the 7th universe you are in now. The picture on the side just jumped up when he was frightened. I'm definitely not scaremongering, Relago said in a deep voice. You shouldn't go to the second child, you should go directly to Master Zeno. Is it too late to go now? Kuru asked tremblingly. As long as your attitude is sincere, I think Master Zeno might forgive you. Rilligial replied, I'll go with you. What about me? I should also apologize to Lord Zeno. Tu Shandon suggested. You don't want to go. If all 3 of us go, Lord Zeno thinks that we are joining forces to rebel. Relago analyzed, go to your universe immediately and recall all the rat race that invaded other planets outside. This matter the sooner the better, then the 3rd child and I will truthfully report your matter to Mr. Zeno, saying that you know you are wrong and are correcting your mistakes. At present, we can only gamble. If we don't gamble, I'm afraid the only way is to disappear, gone. I listen to Big Brother, I'm going to recall our ethnic group. Tu Shandon nodded solemnly. 3rd brother, let's gather at Wujurji, and then go to Lord Zeno's temple together. Relago made the arrangement again. Yes, brother, Karu replied. That's it, let's go now. Relago ended the call after finishing speaking. Karu also simply tidied up and planned to leave immediately. Tu Dandan took out 108 glass balls, intending to get in touch with the gods of the Rat clan. These Shendu are equivalent to Longtexi or Quincy. They are all liaisons in the universe of Tudun. Moreover, these Shendu are very powerful, and if any one comes out, the combat power must at least reach the height of hundreds of millions. Then, I'm leaving, 2nd brother. Kulu greeted. Take care. Tu Shan nodded. Just when Kuru was about to leave. Call out. A fish suddenly jumped out of the lake in the distance. This fish rode in the fish tank, and flew towards this side. In just an instant, the fish in the fish tank came to Kulu and Tu Dandan. Isn't this Lord Kuru? The prophecy fish froze for a moment. Prophecy fish, what are you doing out here at this time? Is there any new prophecy? Tu Dandan asked hastily. I do have a new prophecy. The prophecy fish nodded. I predict that the chaos of the universe will come to an end, and the next hundreds of millions of years will usher in the vigorous development of the universe. Don't predict these useless things, just predict whether our 7th universe will be wiped out or not. Tu Dandan said with a black face. Erased. Master Tu Dandan, why do you ask such a question? The prophecy fish was stunned. You are a prophecy fish, don't you know? The 13th universe to the 18th universe were all erased by Master Zeno. Didn't you even predict this? Tu Shannon yelled at the prophecy fish. Prophecy fish. I'm the prophecy fish, but I'm not a know-it-all. The prophecy fish showed a look of grievance. Tu Shannon became impatient, and slapped the fish tank of the prophecy fish. The fish tank and the predicted fish spun rapidly in the air. Snapped. The fish tank was also broken on the spot the next moment. Boom. It was predicted that the fish fell into the lake below, and many small stars appeared in front of his eyes, and he almost fainted. But soon the prophecy fish shook its head vigorously, jumped out of the lake, flew into the sky, and fell in love with Tu Dandan from a distance. HMPH, Tu Dandan, why are you still so irritable? The prophecy fish said loudly. Get out, Tu Dandan yelled. You pay me for the fish tank. The prophecy fish shouted. Okay, I'll pay you right now. Tu Shandon gathered energy in his hands. The prophesied fish's face changed color. 2nd brother, why do you need to meet a fish? Karu said with a smile. HMPH, he's the only one who's still a fish. Tu Shanshan sneered contemptuously, not a fart. That being said, Tudandin has already recovered the condensed energy. It is true that there is no need to be as knowledgeable as a fish. I'll go first, Karu said, already slowly flying into the sky. By the way, I also predicted that gods of destruction of the 7th universe and the 6th universe will change hands soon. After the prophecy fish finished saying this, it immediately dived into the lake and disappeared. Stop for me, Tu Dandan yelled loudly. A jet of energy in his hand hit the lake. Boom, the lake rose to a height of 3 meters, and the mist filled the air. Hey, 2nd brother, is this guy's prediction accurate? Karu asked dumbfounded. HMPH, don't listen to his nonsense, his predictions are never accurate. Tu Dandan shook his head. When I catch him next time, let's see how I deal with him. Okay, then I'll go first. Karu didn't take it seriously, and turned into a purple streamer and left the planet of gods of destruction in an instant. Tu Dandan didn't dare to delay at all, and controlled 108 glass balls to float in front of him. Snapped. Tu Shannon waved his hand gently at the 108 glass balls. Immediately, the 108 glass balls began to call out to the gods of the group at the same time, including that Quincy god. The next moment, the faces of rats gradually appeared on the 108 glass balls. Greetings, Lord Ancestral God. Greetings, Lord Ancestral God. Greetings, Lord Ancestral God. After the mouse's face appeared, he immediately knelt down and bowed to the picture Shan Shan. Tu Shannon quickly glanced at the 108 glass balls. At present, there are 2 glass balls where no mouse shadow has yet emerged. Report to Lord Ancestor. God Gwent went to the toilet. The communicator was put outside for fear of contamination. A timid voice answered from the other glass ball. Quincy, what's the situation on your side? Tu Dandan asked Quincy God's glass ball. ... Cat Star, Dark Forest. Luo Tian is teaching Beerus and Champa to practice. Sure enough, the talents of these 2 little guys are outstanding. Beerus, in particular, is almost a no-brainer. Luo Tian even saw his shadow in Beerus. This kid's talent can compete with mine. And under Luo Tian's careful training, Beerus finally comprehended a trace of destructive energy. At this moment, Beerus had already pinched a stone the size of an egg in his hand. Destroy. A ray of destructive energy emerged from Beerus' hands. Snapped. Just in the blink of an eye, the egg-sized stone turned into nothingness and disappeared in an instant. Champa on the side showed a look of envy and hatred. Why, they were born with one father and one mother. Why did you comprehend destruction in such a short period of time, while I didn't even get started? Champa wanted to cry. HMPH, it means that my talent is better than yours. Beerus chuckled. Isn't that right, Master? Shua. Just as Beerus was saying this, Luo Tian quickly appeared behind him with a movement of his body. Beerus reacted extremely quickly, punching backwards in a hurry. Boom. It's just that Luo Tian was even faster, and he slapped Beerus on the back with his palm, causing Beerus to fall to the ground at that time. Beerus howled in pain. Master, you are stupid, you suddenly launched a sneak attack. Beerus snorted, with an unhappy expression on his face. Okay, then I will beat you blatantly this time. Luo Tian smiled, leaving a phantom on the spot for an instant. Afterimage Fist. Since Luo Tian knew that this was the Dragon Ball world, it was basically easy to master these special tricks. Including the solar flare and Qi Yuan slash released by Luo Tian against Karu before, they were also all temporarily comprehended by him. In fact, these things are the control of Qi. As long as the Qi is well controlled, these tricks are easy to implement. What? 2 masters? Are you kidding me? Which one is real? Beerus looked back and forth, completely confused. On top, Champa pointed above Beerus. Beerus immediately looked up to the sky. Sure enough, Master Luo Tian had already appeared directly above him. Boom. Luo Tian kicked over and kicked Beerus to the ground. Beerus grimaced in pain, but felt the pain and was happy. Ha ha ha, Beerus, you idiot. Champa laughed, gloating from the sidelines. Boom. With a movement, Luo Tian reappeared behind Champa and kicked his ass. Champa hit Beerus hard, and the 2 little guys were on top of each other. Okay, that's the end of today's training. Luo Tian smiled and said, get me something to eat. Before he knew it, Luo Tian had been on Cat Star for a month. The last time I ate was ham from Champa. Although it is unpalatable, it can fill the stomach. Also, this dark forest is really strange. It's been such a long time, and I haven't even seen a small animal. In such a big forest, there is not even a wild boar. Luo Tian really felt that the ham brought by Champa was too unpalatable. There is none in this area, there are in the north, but there are very few. Champa explained, the food these years has been handed over to the rat race. Both of you go to hunt a wild boar and come back, I want to roast a wild boar to eat. Luo Tian ordered. Yes, Master. Beerus readily agreed. The 2 little guys set off immediately. Just when Champa and Beerus had just left, Luo Tian suddenly felt a slight vibration on the ground over there. Luo Tian was slightly taken aback, and looked in that direction. In that place were a few old clothes. After Luo Tian came to Catstar, the clothes on his body were already in tatters. Later Champa and Beerus brought a new set of clothes from the village to Luo Tian. Luo Tian put the old clothes on the open space, but he didn't destroy the clothes. After all, that was the last thought of the human race. At the same time, Luo Tian also put God Quincy's glass ball inside his clothes. It was the glass ball that shook. Luo Tian stepped forward and was about to take a look at his clothes when he heard someone talking. Forget it, don't wait. Tu Shandon's voice sounded. Luo Tian didn't take off his clothes immediately, he already knew that Gods of Destruction was talking to this side. This voice is relatively unfamiliar. Luo Tian guessed that it was probably the Gods of Destruction map of the 7th universe. From now on, you immediately evacuate the races on all planets. Tu Danshan issued an order to the 108 gods, you all move to the superstar near my Gods of Destruction star, there is enough room for you all races. Luo Tian was taken aback again. Evacuate. The Gods of Destruction said to evacuate. Don't evacuate. If you evacuate, whose energy should I absorb? Lord Ancestor God, why do you want to evacuate? Now we have controlled almost all the planets, and the entire universe is our rat clan's world. Yes, Lord Ancestral God, we have developed for so many years, and it is not easy to achieve today's achievements. Isn't it a pity to evacuate now? My lord, what happened? Many rat gods were discussing for a while. What do you know? I told you to evacuate, and you should obey the order. Tu Dandan sternly said, immediately. If anyone dares to disobey the order, I will immediately go over and destroy this group. Don't blame me for being cruel. Yes, the many rats shivered violently, and quickly agreed. It's best not to play tricks on me. If you let me know, I will destroy you without hesitation. Tu Dandan ordered again, I'm talking about all the races, all the rat races on other planets. All the reserved areas are evacuated. Not a single one can be left behind. Yes, many rat gods bowed and saluted tremblingly. Hurry up and make arrangements. Tu Dandan ordered. After finishing speaking, Tu Shandon waved his big hand lightly, directly ending the call with the other 107 mouse gods. These 107 glass balls also fell from the air instantly. Tu Dandan waved his hand again and took the 107 glass balls. Immediately afterwards, Tu Shannon looked at the last glass ball, which belonged to Quincy. Quincy, what's the matter with you? Tu Dandan found a faint light shining through the darkness, as if it was inside the clothes. Luo Tian did not speak. Quincy, hurry up and talk. Tu Shandon pointed at the glass ball, and an invisible divine power quickly covered it. Immediately, the glass ball on Luo Tian's side vibrated even more violently. Even looking at the trend, if this vibration frequency continues to develop, the clothes covered above will probably be shaken off. Luo Tian stepped forward and stepped on the glass ball and his clothes into the ground. Picture only. What's the situation? What is this guy Quincy doing? Quincy, did you hear me? Tu Dandan shouted loudly. However, there was still no movement. Snapped. Tu Shandon became a little impatient, and took the glass ball back directly. Quincy, are you going to let the ancestor god go to your place in person? Tu Dandan gritted his teeth. HMPH, that location is really far away, and it takes several days to fly. Wait a few more days. Maybe that guy in Quincy was in the pit too. In the next few days, Tu Shanshan contacted Quincy from time to time. However, Luo Tian took advantage of the time when the glass ball stopped vibrating, wrapped the glass ball in his clothes and buried it in the ground. It would be strange if Tu Shan could contact Quincy. After 2 days, Champa and Beerus returned with a goat on their shoulders. Master, we didn't find a wild boar, only this goat. Champa and Beerus apologized, somewhat frustrated. It's okay, goats are fine, you can eat whole roasted lambs. Luo Tian handled the goats himself. Master, is this food edible? The smell of meat is very strange. Champa shook his head. That's right, Master, in our cat star, we don't eat animals like goats, the taste is too weird, it smells like urine. Beerus nodded. That's what you don't know how to do. Luo Tian smiled, set up a bonfire again, and started to roast the whole lamb. Immediately afterwards, Luo Tian extracted the salt from nearby rocks and sprinkled it on the goats. With the taste of salt soaking into the meat of the goat, the fragrance of the goat also wafts out. Champa and Beerus salivated after smelling the goat. Luo Tian was full after eating a leg of lamb. The rest of the whole roast lamb was shared by Champa and Beerus. It's the first time I've eaten such delicious food. Beerus was amazed. I didn't expect that goats can eat like this. Today is really a good experience. Champa clicked his mouth vigorously. Huh, what's the matter, Master? Why do I feel that the ground over there is shaking? Is there an earthquake going to happen? Beerus ate, and suddenly sensed the vibration of the glass ball over there. Speak softly. Luo Tian made a booing gesture. What happened, Master? Champa asked in a low voice. It's the communicator of God Quincy and Gods of Destruction ringing. Luo Tian smiled. What, did the Gods of Destruction know that we sealed Quincy? Beerus' face changed color. When you were looking for the goats, the Gods of Destruction named Tu Dandan issued an order to let all the rat race evacuate the planet they conquered, and arranged for them to live in a superstar. Luo Tian pondered. As for why the Tudandan Gods of Destruction issued such an order, Luo Tian doesn't know. Are they going to evacuate? Champa scratched his head, not knowing what was going on. If my guess is correct, if the Gods of Destruction map alone has not been able to contact Quincy, then there is a great possibility that he will descend on the cat star himself. The corners of Luo Tian's mouth raised slightly, and a faint smile awoke Radiant. What, is the Gods of Destruction coming to destroy our cat star? Beerus' face changed again and again. So you don't have much time left. I feel like he will come here in less than 3 days. Luo Tian pondered. Hey, Master, should we release Quincy? Champa hurriedly suggested. As long as that Quincy is willing to show up and cooperate with us, Gods of Destruction won't dare to come over, right? Champa, what are you kidding? Do you think that Quincy will do what you say? Beerus scolded. If he comes out, he will definitely report to Gods of Destruction immediately. Beerus, let Quincy out. Luo Tian smiled slightly, and issued an order to Beerus. Huh, want him to talk to Gods of Destruction? Beerus was a little dazed. You two have been practicing with me for 20 days. Luo Tian smiled and said, your strength has also been greatly improved, and now I need you two to join forces to defeat Quincy. After hearing Luo Tian's words, Champa and Beerus were stunned at the time. It's time for actual combat. Luo Tian ordered. But, we've only been practicing for 20 days, Master. Champa wanted to cry. Do you want us to directly challenge a god like Quincy? Let's challenge a city lord first. In the past 20 days, your cat clan has regained a lot of lost ground, and you have defeated the rat clan in several battles. Luo Tian smiled. Those city lords are not worthy of your challenge. They are too weak. I need you to fight against them in the future. Challenge Gods of Destruction. Only by defeating Gods of Destruction can the two of you grow faster. I'm fine. I want to avenge Tato Wu myself. Beerus finally made up his mind and nodded solemnly. Okay, fight. Champa clenched his fists tightly. Wait for me, I'm going to get Quincy's seal. Beerus disappeared immediately after saying that. In less than 3 minutes, Beerus returned with the sealed ball. In order to prevent this guy from escaping, I want to set up a protective shield in this area. Luo Tian pondered, and raised his big hand upwards, releasing a burst of energy in his hand. This powerful energy quickly flew into the sky, and stopped at a position about 100 meters above the sky. The energy turned into a hemispherical shield, quickly covering this area. At the same time, the range covered by the shield does not include Quincy's communicator. Fighting inside this shield will not let the Gods of Destruction map alone notice anything. Luo Tian is still not guaranteed to defeat Gods of Destruction Tu Dandan. Unless the opponent is caught off guard, step forward and grab his body to absorb his destructive energy. But this move was quickly denied by Luo Tian. You grab the body of Gods of Destruction and absorb his destructive energy. But with the strength of Gods of Destruction, you should be able to break free immediately, and maybe it will give you a fatal blow. Although Luo Tian's strength has been greatly improved now, he has also absorbed a lot of energy. But as Gods of Destruction himself said, God has a godly way of fighting. It's like when Kalu condensed a very huge destructive energy. At the same time, he stared at Luo Tian and fixed Luo Tian. Luo Tian broke free for a long time but did not break free. This is how God fights. Luo Tian still needs to continue to learn and comprehend before he can compete with gods of destruction. Luo Tian thought about it carefully, and the only way to defeat gods of destruction now is to let the divine absorption reach the second level as soon as possible. As long as the divine suction enters the second layer, Luo Tian can absorb his energy through the opponent's physical attack. Otherwise, the chances of winning are very small. Therefore, Luo Tian also has to raise his divine absorption to the second level as soon as possible in these few days. The diameter of this shield is 100 meters, which is enough for the two of you to fight. Luo Tian said, I will not interfere this time. If you two are unfortunately killed by him, I have to find someone else to train again, maybe change to another race. Hearing Luo Tian's words, the expressions of Champa and Beerus also became extremely dignified. Master, you are too foolish. We have only practiced with you for 20 days. Especially Champa, the corner of his mouth twitched. Beerus somehow understood destruction. I don't understand destruction yet. It's over, maybe this time I will die in battle. The first thing you have to do is to overcome the fear in your heart. Luo Tian explained, you have been oppressed by the rat race all along, and your fear has penetrated into your bones and hearts, so I hope you will pass this battle and become a true warrior. Yes, Master. Champa and Beerus nodded gravely. Boom, Luo Tian pointed to the seal of the black sphere with his hand. With a muffled sound, the seal was blasted open on the spot. The next moment, Quincy sat on the ground with a confused face, panting heavily, and his face became extremely ugly. Beerus felt helpless. Brother Wu Tato, I'm sorry. Quincy, whom you finally sealed, was released by my master. Today, I will avenge you. I want to kill him with my own hands. The culprit of our cat star is him. This rat god who commands tens of thousands of rat clans. What Beerus didn't know was that God Quincy actually commanded tens of thousands of rat race. The God Quincy commands at least 8 billion rat races. Those who came to Cat Planet are only a small part of the nearly tens of billions of mouse tribes. There are 108 mouse gods, and almost every mouse god has 5 to 8 billion races. Moreover, the rat race reproduces extremely fast, and a litter is formed in one go. Rats can give birth to 6 to 8 babies a year. The pregnancy period is 21 days, and they reproduce every 2 months. Moreover, the mouse family grows extremely fast. The young mice can crawl after 1 week of birth, walk upright after 2 weeks, and become adults after 3 months. Generally speaking, a purely female rat family can produce thousands of young rats in the family. The graph alone says that the 7th universe has about 800 billion ratfolk, which still controls the population growth. If they are allowed to live, it will be more than 800 billion. I'm afraid the entire universe will be ruled by the rat race. Even so, the number of 800 billion is also a very large group. In this universe, there has never been a race that can reach this amount. Yes, for example, mosquitoes or flies can indeed reach this number, but they have not been born with intelligence. Quincy shook his head vigorously, and immediately saw Beerus and Champa appearing opposite him. Besides the two of them, a strange race stood behind them. Quincy frowned. Quincy only knew Beerus. It was this kitten who cooperated with that guy to seal me up. Where is the guy who sealed me? I remember his name is Wu Tato, right? Quincy asked coldly. He's not here, your opponent is the two of us. Beerus snorted. Oh, with you two newly weaned kittens. Quincy smiled contemptuously, and then glanced at Luo Tian behind the two kittens. Who are you? He is our master. Champa shouted. Okay, you three go up together. Today I will show you the power of God. Quincy sneered again and again. Go, Luo Tian ordered to Champa and Beerus. Yes, master. Champa and Beerus nodded gravely. Whoa, whoa. The next moment, the two quickly headed towards Quincy's direction. In just a split second, Champa and Beerus drew closer to Quincy. Bang bang bang. Champa and Beerus launched a fierce attack on Quincy. Oh, the strength is not bad. It's hard to imagine that you two newly weaned kittens will have such strength. Quincy responded easily, but was a little surprised. Boom. Champa saw the right moment and punched Quincy in the chest. Snapped. Quincy grabbed Champa's attacking fist, then grabbed his arm, and yanked towards Beerus. Boom. Quincy hit Beerus with Champa's body, knocking Beerus out of the air. Boom! Quincy kicked again, kicking Champa to the ground abruptly. The fight took less than 10 seconds. Champa and Beerus were knocked to the ground. The two little guys also quickly got up from the ground and wiped the scars on their faces. Champa gritted his teeth. I won't lose to you. Beerus clenched his fists tightly, unwillingness written all over his face. HMPH, just because you two want to defeat me as a god. Quincy sneered again. Champa and Beerus did not hesitate, ready to charge again. Wait a minute, Luo Tian spoke suddenly. Oh, as a master, you finally can't stand it. Quincy said with a smile. Did you, a foreign race, do the disappearance of the Rat Clan castle? The calculation was a bit wrong. The gap between the two of you and him is really too big. Luo Tian did not answer, but sighed. Beerus, Champa, Master, you are so pitiful. He nearly killed me and Beerus. Fortunately, that guy didn't play hard. Don't complain. After all, I haven't seen him before. I don't know how strong he is. Luo Tian smiled. Is Master going to do it himself? Champa asked. I'll lower his strength first. Luo Tian smiled. Reduce my strength. I'd like to see what method you use to reduce my strength. Quincy laughed loudly, and the laughter became more and more rampant. Immediately afterwards, Quincy looked up and saw the huge shield appearing in the sky. Oh, you also set up a protective shield for this area. Quincy smiled and said, you are trying to trap yourself. Well, this protective shield can be broken easily for me, but it will trap you here. Ha ha ha, you are such an idiot. Shua, Luo Tian disappeared on the spot in an instant. Quincy's smile gradually disappeared, and his expression slowly froze. Luo Tian appeared directly opposite Quincy, and pinched his neck, absorbing the energy in his body. What? My energy? Quincy was horrified to find that his energy was rapidly collapsing. 3 seconds later, Luo Tian let go of Quincy. Quincy's energy is also dissipated by half. Shua, Luo Tian quickly returned to the position where he was standing just now. Okay, it's not a big problem now, you two continue. Luo Tian ordered to Champa and Beerus. Yes, Master. Champa and Beerus were refreshed and ready to fight again. Quincy's face changed again and again, and he looked at Luo Tian over there with some horror. Who is this guy? Was he absorbing my energy just now? Whoa, whoa. Champa and Beerus charged again in Quincy's direction. Quincy scrambled to the challenge. Hey, who are you? Which planet do you live on? What race are you? Quincy asked Luo Tian loudly while fighting. Luo Tian smiled without saying a word. Were you absorbing my energy just now? Quincy called out again. Boom. Beerus punched Quincy directly in the face, hard. Quincy gritted his teeth in pain. Idiot, don't look around during the fight. Beerus snorted. Boom. Champa took the opportunity to kick and hit Quincy in the stomach on the spot. Ah! Quincy gasped in pain, and slid back quickly. Soon, Quincy slid close to the shield. Quincy's face changed again and again. What, you two kittens, your strength is already close to that of the 4 great elders. You must not be allowed to develop like this, Quincy said solemnly. As he said that, Quincy stretched out his hand in the air and aimed at Champa and Beerus in the distance. Boom! A powerful energy quickly covered the positions of Champa and Beerus. Champa and Beerus reacted extremely quickly, jumping immediately to avoid the energy attack. It's just that Quincy didn't make up the knife immediately, but hit the nearby protective shield with a heavy punch. Quincy was too scared. Of course, what Quincy is not afraid of is Champa and Beerus, what he is afraid of is that mysterious race. This guy is so weird, it sucked more than half of my energy in just a few seconds. I feel like he'd suck all my energy out of me if he could. Until it sucks me to death. I'd better run away now. As long as I unite with the 4 elders and more rat warriors come over, I can push him to the ground and rub him hard. Boom! Quincy's fist hit the shield hard. From Quincy's point of view, this punch of his own could completely break the protective cover, escape from the protective cover, and then fly into the sky and leave this place. However, the moment Quincy's fist touched the shield, Quincy felt as if his fist had hit a very hard object. Ah! Quincy gasped in pain at that moment, feeling as if his bones were about to break. Quincy showed endless shock and looked at the intact shield. That's impossible. Quincy's eyes widened in disbelief. Idiot, do you really think you can get out? Beerus sneered, and appeared behind Quincy in an instant, punching him. Boom! Beerus punched Quincy in the back of the head. Quincy gritted his teeth to bear the pain caused by Beerus' fist, and then slapped Beerus hard on the face with his backhand. Blood dripped from the corner of Beerus' mouth immediately. Hey! Champa rushed forward with a stride, hugged Quincy, and hit him heavily on the protective shield behind him. Boom! Quincy elbowed Champa hard, hitting Champa in the head. Champa felt dizzy. Boom! Quincy kicked Champa to the ground with a flying kick. Destroy! Beerus adjusted his body, swung the cat's paw forward, and quickly hit Quincy with a destructive energy. Ha! What a trick! Instead of hiding, Quincy grabbed it. The next moment, Quincy's hand collided with the flame mixed with destructive energy. However, the moment Quincy's hand touched the destructive energy, he suddenly felt endless fear. What is this? Quincy exclaimed again and again. Quincy reacted very quickly and immediately withdrew his hand. Even so, the powerful destructive energy instantly destroyed part of Quincy's hand. The hair, epidermis and muscles of Quincy's right hand have been destroyed, exposing the bloody bones. Ah! Quincy raised his hand and glanced, and let out a scream. Hoo hoo hoo! Beerus and Champa were also standing in the distance panting heavily. The series of attacks just now made the two little guys feel endlessly exhausted. The two also suffered injuries to varying degrees. What was that just now? Quincy cried out. HMPH, Gods of Destruction skill. Isn't it familiar? Beerus grinned. What did you say? Quincy's face changed again and again. Do you think that only your ancestor god can use destruction? Beerus smiled. I can do it too. This kind of thing is not difficult at all. I can learn it as soon as I learn it. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible, Quincy exclaimed, screaming sharply. Quincy looked at Luo Tian, who was watching the battle with even more horror. Could it be that guy taught these two kittens to destroy? Which universe is he gods of destruction? Today I want to avenge Brother Wutato, and I also want to avenge the cat people who died. I will kill you with my own hands. Beerus shouted loudly. Are you gods of destruction too? Quincy asked angrily. Which universe are you the gods of destruction? Why do you want to participate in our 7th universe? Master Tu Dandan will never forgive you. I'm not gods of destruction. Luo Tian shook his head. Quincy was stuck. I have said so much, you just say that you are not gods of destruction and you are done. Impossible, you are not gods of destruction, how can you use destruction? Quincy didn't believe it. We are not gods of destruction now, but Champa and I will become the most powerful gods of destruction in the future. Beerus said loudly. Just because of you two kittens, you want to become gods of destruction. Quincy smiled contemptuously. Do you really think that you can defeat me, Quincy, with your 3-legged cat skills? Boom. After Quincy finished speaking, the energy in his body surged out crazily. After sensing Quincy's size, the faces of Beerus and Champa became extremely solemn. This guy is indeed the god of the Rat Clan. He had been sucked away by his master for more than half of his energy, but he didn't expect him to be so powerful. Beerus yelled, and rushed forward again without hesitation. Not to be outdone, Champa rushed forward with Beerus. Bang bang bang. Champa and Beerus once again had a fierce battle with the god Quincy. And after a few rounds of fighting, bang, bang, Quincy punched Beerus in the chest and kicked Champa to the ground. Beerus took a few steps back, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and rushed forward. Beerus jumped on Quincy's body all of a sudden, opened his mouth wide, and bit Quincy's shoulder. Hey! Beerus ripped a chunk of flesh off Quincy's shoulder. Quincy let out a cry of pain. Boom! Quincy screamed in pain, grabbed Beerus by the head, and slammed him to the ground. Hey! Champa rushed forward immediately, grabbed Quincy's arm, and bit down hard. Quincy screamed again in pain. Bang bang bang. Quincy grabbed Champa by the collar, lifted him into the air, and threw a combo at him. Boom! Quincy slapped him, sending Champa rolling on the ground several times. Beerus regained his composure and swept Quincy to the ground with a sweep of his leg. The next moment, Beerus opened his mouth again and bit down. The feud between the Cat Clan and the Rat Clan is too deep. Beerus felt a little sorry for those clansmen who died without teeth. Not to be outdone, Champa stepped forward and held Quincy's legs tightly. Quincy struggled non-stop, terribly in pain, and even kicked Champa hard in the face a few times. Champa hugged Quincy's legs tightly, leaned forward, and hit Quincy's balls with his head. Ah! Quincy let out a scream that shook the world and wept ghosts and gods. Luo Tian didn't intervene from the side. This is the only way for Champa and Beerus, the hatred in the hearts of the two of them, and the opportunity for the two of them to overcome the fear in their hearts. Only then can the two of them grow into an even better gods of destruction. Quincy felt like a real. Encountered such a style of play, Quincy felt that his mouse Shendu was a bit overwhelmed. Boom! Quincy exploded with energy again, abruptly shaking Champa and Beerus out of him. Except, Champa and Beerus hated Quincy. Back then, it was Quincy who brought tens of thousands of rat tribes to the cat planet, and killed several powerful cat people on the cat planet with his own hands. Since then, the cat people on the cat planet have been tortured endlessly by the rat clan as if they were living in hell. Today, we want to avenge our people. Champa and Beerus pounced again, grabbing and biting Quincy in the most primitive way. Beerus condensed another wave of destructive energy and smashed heavily on Quincy's chest. Quincy kept rolling on the ground in pain, feeling that his vitality was constantly collapsing. Quincy really felt that he might have to explain here. My dignified mouse god, the guide of Lord Gods of Destruction in the universe, did not expect this encounter. Lord Ancestral God will never forgive you. Quincy shouted loudly. However, Quincy's shouting became weaker and weaker. Another 20 minutes passed. Quincy was brutally killed by Champa and Beerus. However, Champa and Beerus still didn't intend to give up, they kept biting at his body. The two cats bit Quincy for another 10 minutes. Quincy had been bitten beyond recognition. It's over. Luo Tian sighed, he's already dead. Bang bang bang. Champa and Beerus punched and kicked Quincy's body again. The two little guys finally vented their anger and got up from the ground with tears streaming down their faces. You guys did a good job. With the cooperation of the two of you, you finally defeated the god of the rat clan. Luo Tian praised, hugged the two little guys in his arms, and let their tears wet own placket. Woo woo woo. Champa and Beerus couldn't help sobbing and crying loudly. Luo Tian hugged them tightly, stroking their heads, as if petting a cat. Another minute or so passed. Champa and Beerus let go of Luo Tian's embrace, looked at the disfigured Quincy, and felt a little embarrassed after calming down. Treat your enemies, don't be merciful, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Luo Tian smiled generously, and of course he wouldn't blame them. After all, Luo Tian also hated these rats' teeth itching. Seeing that the two little guys were able to avenge themselves today, Luo Tian was also happy for them. In this battle, I found that you still have a lot of shortcomings. Luo Tian sighed, we don't have much time left, I think gods of destruction should start soon. So we have to work hard and work harder to cultivate. Okay. Yes, master. Champa and Beerus stood at attention and nodded together. ... Gods of Destruction star. In the past few days, Tushin has contacted Quincy from time to time. However, there was still no big reaction there. The picture given is also dark, and nothing can be seen at all. Tu Dandan didn't dare to be careless, and immediately flew into the sky. Call out. Figure Dandan turned into a streamer of purple and red, and quickly roared towards the direction where the cat star was. Tu Dandan intends to personally go to the star field where the cat star is located. That galaxy is in charge of the God Quincy. However, Tu Dandan could no longer contact God Quincy. Tu Dandan flew for a while, and looked at the endless universe space, and suddenly felt dizzy. From here to the galaxy where Quincy is located, it will take at least 2 days to fly at full speed. Tu Dandan really didn't want to fly for so long. And it will take 2 days to get back. It takes nearly 4 days to go back and forth. Tu Dandan flew above the starry sky, immediately took out a glass ball from inside, and suspended the glass ball in front of him. Snapped. Tu Shanshan waved his hand lightly at the glass ball. Immediately, a picture was displayed on the glass ball. Lord Ancestor God. A white-haired mouse bowed respectfully. Gwent, have you evacuated? Tu Shandon asked. Lord Ancestral God, I have issued an order to let all the clansmen evacuate the planet they conquered. Gwent replied, now, the universe spaceship of our rat clan is flying out of the galaxy. Well, not bad. Tu Dandan praised. Lord Ancestral God, what happened? Why did we evacuate? This is the planet we have operated for many years. It is a pity to just give up. Gwent really couldn't bear it, but he couldn't disobey the order of the Ancestor God. Gwent, you are the closest child in my lineage. Tu Shandon sighed. It's my honor to be able to serve Master Zushan. Gwent replied respectfully. I have no choice but to do this, because there are more powerful gods on this universe. You should evacuate for a while, and I will see if you can come out after this incident has passed. Tu Shandon said in a deep voice. Road. What? Is there a more powerful god? Is it stronger than the Ancestor God? Gwent asked hastily, is it the gods of destruction from another universe? No, you don't need to know such details. Tu Shanshan shook his head. Yes, Lord Ancestral God. Gwent responded hastily. I'm looking for you this time because I have something very important for you to do. Tu Dandan said. Master Ancestral God, please tell me. Gwent was taken aback. Quincy of the 14,511th galaxy is your great-great-grandson, right? Tu Dandan asked. Yes, Lord Ancestral God. Gwent nodded, and suddenly came to his senses. Hasn't Lord Ancestor God contacted Quincy yet? It's pitch black over there, and there's no reaction at all. Tu Shandon nodded. Master Zushan, let me go and see for myself. Gwent replied, Quincy, what the hell is he doing? After I go there, I will definitely criticize him severely and bring him over to plead guilty to Mr. Zushan. After you go, let him lead the group to evacuate immediately, and let's talk about the crime when you come back. Tu Dandan issued an order. Yes, Lord Ancestral God, I promise to complete the task. Gwent agreed with a solemn expression. Go, contact me immediately if you have anything. Tu Dandan wanted to say at first, but he had a bad feeling. But if you just think about it carefully, you must be thinking too much. It's all that fish talking nonsense. The fish said that the gods of destruction in the 6th universe and the 7th universe will change hands. He must have said that because he was angry that I broke his fish tank. I'll go back now and catch that fish and beat it up, let it out. Call out. Tu Shan went back and forth, and returned to the land of gods of destruction, suspended above the lake. Come out, prophecy fish. Tu Dandan shouted with a cold face. Prophecy fish. Did I provoke you? Why are you always troubling me? I'll count to 3. If you don't come out again, I'll evaporate this lake for you. Tu Dandan shouted. Come here. The prophecy fish showed its head out of the lake. Come up. Tu Dandan ordered. The prophecy fish had no choice but to fly up, showing vigilance and fear on his face. What did you say before? Tu Shandon asked coldly. What did I say? The prophecy fish swallowed. You said that gods of destruction in the 6th universe and the 7th universe will change hands. Did you say that? Tu Shan squinted his mouse eyes. The prophecy fish hesitated for a moment. 3 seconds later. I was angry, don't take it seriously. The prophecy fish was frightened, and hurriedly replied. Oh, I knew you would say that. Tu Shandon smiled lightly. You are the gods of destruction, you are the greatest god of this universe, don't be as knowledgeable as me, I'm just a fish that swims from morning to night. The prophecy fish laughed at itself. Boom, Tu Shan yanked his tail, and at that time, he yanked the prophecy fish and rolled several somersaults in the air. It is prophesied that the fish will fall into the lake water at once, and then sink into the depths at once. HMPH, next time you talk nonsense, I'll beat you to death. Tu Dandan said coldly. The prophecy fish trembled with fright and dared not show up again. May my prophecy come true. I've had enough of gods of destruction. If one day it is really possible to change to gods of destruction, I predict that the fish will be the first to agree. Borderless, the frontier of the 6th universe and the 7th universe. Karu and Rilligor meet. Boss. Karu hurried forward to salute. Third brother, are you okay? Rilajo asked with concern. Fortunately, one arm was wiped off, and it recovered after eating the second child's healing fruit. Karu shook his arm. It's fine. Rilago nodded reassuringly. We'll go see Lord Zeno right away. Okay brother, I listen to you. Karu nodded. The two entered the realm of nothingness, and moved rapidly toward the depths of the realm of nothingness. Another 10 days or so passed. Kuru and Relagio then saw a giant jellyfish appearing in the distance. The jellyfish was slowly swimming above the god realm. On the body of the jellyfish, there is a huge palace, and a large character is erected at the door of the palace, Quan. Kuru and Relagio bowed to the big character far away. Immediately afterwards, Relagio nodded slightly at Kuru, and stretched out his hand. Kuru's hands were with Religula. "Remember what I said earlier?" Relago asked. "Remember the boss, I know how to do it." Karu nodded solemnly. "This way I can rest assured." Relagio took a deep breath. "Let's go there." Karu also looked at the Xeno temple in front of him, and his face became extremely heavy. The next moment, Kuru and Relago flew in the direction of Xeno temple. Snapped. The two landed at the gate of the temple of Xeno. And at the moment of landing, Kuru and Relago directly knelt down at the gate of Xeno temple, buried their heads low. "Relagio, I have come to admit my mistake to Lord Xeno with my younger brother Karu." Relago said respectfully and loudly. "My lord, Karu, come here and plead guilty to Master Xeno." Karu also bowed his head and pleaded guilty. However, Xeno's palace did not respond in the slightest. No one came out and the door was closed. Kuru and Relago didn't dare to neglect in the slightest, they knelt obediently there, waiting for Master Xeno to deal with them. Waited for a full day. Crunch. The gate of Xeno temple was slowly opened. A person came out from the door. He is very thin and looks very cold, he is one of Xeno's guards. "You two come in, Mr. Xeno agrees to see you," the guard said with a flat expression. "Yes, Lord Guard," Relagio replied respectfully. "Thank you, Lord Guard, for your guidance." Karu also showed respect. The two quickly got up and followed behind the guard. The two wanted to see something from the guard's face, but they couldn't see anything, and they felt a little uneasy. "I don't know what Xeno-sama will do with us." Under the leadership of the guards, Kuru and Relagio finally saw a throne appearing in front of them. Xeno just sat on the throne like that. Only Xeno alone. The other guard didn't know what to do. Kuru and Relago knew that Master Xeno had 2 bodyguards in total, and the strength of these 2 bodyguards was simply too terrifying. It can be said that if you want to rebel, you must first defeat these 2 guards. "Relago, you brought your younger brother Karu here, which means that you have realized your mistake." Xeno on the throne suddenly spoke. Yes, Master Xeno, it's my fault, I didn't discipline my younger brother well." Relagio hastily bowed his head and confessed. Karu also trembled in fright, and immediately knelt down and saluted. "This time, 6 universes disappeared at once, and I just want to give you some advice." Xeno smiled softly. "As long as you don't do anything illegal, I will keep the 7th universe for now." Saying that, Xeno stood up from the throne, looking down at Kuru and Religul. If Luo Tian were here, he would be surprised to see Xeno now. Because, now this Xeno is at least 1.8 meters tall. It can be said that this Xeno stands taller than Kuru and Relagio when they stand upright. This Xeno looks similar to the Xeno Luo Tian knew, except that he is taller and has longer arms and legs, but there is not much difference in appearance. The difference is that this Xeno looks unusually serious, with the aura of a superior person on his body. "Master Xeno, when I came to pay my respects to Master Xeno, I already ordered my younger brother Tu Shandon to evacuate the Rat Clan army. He should have been evacuated from the major galaxies by now. He is willing to come and apologize for the mistakes he made," Relagio said respectfully to Xeno again. "If you can recognize your mistakes, it means that you still have medicine to save you." Xeno said coldly, "I hope you don't follow the law." "Don't dare." Cold sweat broke out on Relagio's face. Karu also put his head on the ground, trembling with fright. Dad. At this moment, only a childish voice sounded from a distance. The next moment, a cute porcelain doll ran quickly from a distance and threw herself into Xeno's arms. "Xiaochuan, are you having fun?" Xeno smiled. "Well, happy, Sawyer is very interesting." Xiaochuan giggled. After Xiao Quan's voice fell, a man wearing Supreme Kai costume and another guard quickly followed up, and immediately knelt down and saluted Xeno when they saw Xeno. Supreme Kai Sawyer also quickly noticed Kalu, who was kneeling over there. "Kuru, are you still alive?" Sawyer was a little surprised. No wonder Karoo felt surprised. Because in this day and age, the lives of Supreme Kai and gods of destruction are not bound together. Supreme Kai is dead when he dies, it has nothing to do with gods of destruction. Gods of destruction is dead, and Supreme Kai will not be implicated. Both are also the supreme god of the 18th universe. Sawyer clearly saw that the 18th universe just disappeared. However, what Supreme Kai Sawyer did not expect was that Karoo survived. Supreme Kai. Hearing Sawyer's voice, Karoo looked up at him with an angry look on his face. Sure enough, this guy was fanning the flames behind his back. Relajo immediately shook his head gently at Karoo, which meant to tell him not to be impulsive. This is Lord Zeno's temple. Huh, Sawyer, what do you mean? Should he die? Xiao Quan was taken aback for a moment, and immediately asked Sawyer, well, I'll make him disappear right now. Saying that, Xiaochuan was about to wave at Kalu and release the erasure technique. Hey, Master Zeno. Sawyer was taken aback, waved his hand hastily, and smiled bitterly. Master Zeno, I didn't mean that, please forgive Master Kalu. Okay, Xiaochuan nodded, and immediately agreed readily. Zeno. Zeno's face turned black. If this continues, when will my son inherit my throne? It's really worrying. Dad, come and play with me. Xiaochuan said to Zeno. Father will play with you after finishing the two of them, okay? Zeno coaxed his son. Dad, when can I erase the universe again? I think it's very interesting. Xiaochuan was a little excited. There will be more opportunities in the future. This time, the universe has disappeared a lot. Zeno sighed, but Xiaochuan, although you have the erasing ability of your father, don't take it lightly unless it is absolutely necessary. Only when the universe is hopeless, only then can you erase these unnecessary universes. I understand. Xiaochuan nodded obediently. Chapter 31. Karoo was stunned. Relajo also showed shock and panic on his face. It turns out that the one who erased the universe was Master Zeno's son. When did Lord Zeno have an extra son? How come we don't know? But it's normal not to know. After all, we haven't seen Master Zeno for thousands of years. Rilagul finally understood why Karoo was able to escape Master Zeno's erasure. Because it is not the universe that Master Zeno erased at all. It is the universe that Master Zeno's son erased. That is, Mr. Xiaochuan. It is estimated that he has not yet mastered the erasure technique, so his ability to erase is a little weak, which led to Karoo being able to escape. If it was the real Master Zeno who erased the universe, Karoo would have disappeared by now. You two go back, remember what you said, and don't let me down. Zeno instructed Karoo and Relagio. Yes, Master Zeno. Thank you, Master Zeno, for not killing me. Relago quickly knelt down and saluted. Karoo also bowed down together. The two then knelt and backed away. After retreating to more than 100 meters from the throne, the two stood up respectfully, gave another salute, and then slowly turned around and walked outside. Sawyer, you can go too. Zeno ordered to Supreme Kai Sawyer. Sawyer, which universe am I going to? Our 18th universe is gone. It just so happens that there is no Supreme Kai in the 7th universe, so you can take office in the 7th universe. Zeno said to Supreme Kai. 7th universe. Sawyer was slightly taken aback. What, you don't agree? Zeno looked at Sawyer with a smile. No, I agree, I'm going to the 7th universe. Sawyer bowed. Father, I don't want Sawyer to go, I want Sawyer to stay and play with me. Xiaochuan was a little unhappy. Xiaochuan, Sawyer is going to work in the 7th universe, and he will come to play with Xiaochuan when he is on vacation. Zeno comforted. But Dad, why do you have to work? Xiaochuan was puzzled. If you don't work, the universe will lose its vitality and balance, just like those universes that disappeared. If all the universes disappear, there will be no one to play with Xiaochuan anymore. Zeno pinched Xiaochuan's face. Although I don't understand it very well, I feel that what my father said is right. I will listen to my father. Xiaochuan nodded obediently, and jumped off Zeno's body. Slap. When Xiaochuan jumped down, he didn't stand firmly, and fell to the ground all of a sudden. Sawyer. Sawyer hurriedly stepped forward to help Xiaochuan up. Are you all right, Master Xiaochuan? Sawyer said nervously. It wasn't me who knocked him down, so don't blame me for this. It's okay. Xiaochuan patted his body and smiled. Sawyer, go to work hard, and you must play with me when you are on vacation. Okay, yes, I also like playing with Master Xiaochuan. Sawyer nodded. Then we've agreed, Xiao Quan said. It's done. Sawyer nodded vigorously, and immediately bowed to Zeno. Master Zeno, then I will go to the 7th universe to take office. Go, develop your universe well, and don't let me down. Zeno waved his hand at Sawyer, indicating that he could go down. Sawyer knelt down and saluted again, and then left the temple. Soon, Sawyer quickly caught up with Kuru and Relagio, and they appeared together on the platform outside the temple. Supreme Kai, you fool. Karu saw that after Supreme Kai came out, anger appeared on his face again, and he was about to step forward to beat him up. Kuru, you're crazy. Do you know what this place is? Relagio yelled angrily, and quickly pinched Kuru's arm. Do you want our previous confession to be in vain? Kuru suddenly died down. Master Kalu, I admit that I came here to report this matter to Master Zeno. Sawyer was not afraid at all, and looked at him calmly, but I have warned Master Kalu before. I hope that Kalu my lord, don't go too far, don't let your rat clan vigorously develop in our universe. Over the years, the population of the rat clan has reached at least 300 billion. Kuru didn't speak. I only have 300 billion rat races, and my second brother has an army of 800 billion rat races. I just want to ask Master Zeno to punish you. I didn't expect Master Zeno to let Master Xiaochuan try to erase our universe. You know, I love the universe more than you gods of destruction. Sawyer said, holding back tears from falling from his eyes. For the disappearance of universe, Sawyer is also very sad. HMPH, you just don't want Yuan Zun's descendants to disappear. Karu smiled lightly. Sawyer didn't answer, his whole body was trembling slightly. It's a pity that Yuan Zun's family has completely disappeared. From then on, there will be no so-called human race. Karu looked at Sawyer with a smile. Sawyer's face became more and more ugly. By the way, let me tell you something you like to hear. Karu narrowed his eyes, the newly born God King on the Mouse Planet. That's Blue Star. Sawyer snorted coldly. Whatever you want to say, it has disappeared anyway. Karu smiled indifferently and continued, what I want to say is that this God King is indeed very powerful, and he can even live with me for 2 years. Move, and his strength. According to my guess, it has reached at least 30% of Yuan Zun's, and he has the potential of Yuan Zun back then. Sawyer frowned. In addition, according to my investigation, this God King should be a descendant of Yuan Zun's lineage. Karu smiled, showing a mouse's front teeth, and his face became more and more proud. It's a pity. Under the arrangement, he disappeared with universe. Sawyer's face changed again and again. 30% of Yuan Zun's strength back then. Relagio was also a little surprised. Yes, boss, that little guy is really amazing, he seems to be only 18 years old. Karu nodded and explained simply. HMPH, even if Lord Zeno doesn't erase the 18th universe, won't you destroy Blue Star with your character? Sawyer figured it out quickly, and there was nothing to blame. After all, even if the real Yuan Zun is resurrected, he is not the opponent of the current Kalu. After 10,000 years of growth, Karu's strength has reached a very terrifying level. Although Yuan Zun used 1 against 3 back then, he did not lose the slightest bit. But time has changed, and the 3 mice have grown into the new gods of destruction. Sawyer knew very well that if Master Zeno did not erase the universe, then the descendants of Yuan Zun would also be destroyed by Kalu himself. Even, Karu will destroy the entire Blue Star. What's his name? Sawyer asked. What's his name? Oh, it seems to be Luo Tian. Karu smiled slightly. Okay, I have a name and burn a note for him or something to keep in mind. Shua. Sawyer didn't say much anymore, and left directly using instant transmission. Let's go. Relago sighed helplessly, and patted Karu's shoulder. Originally, Relagio wanted to ask about Yuan Zun's descendants. However, after thinking about it carefully, Relagio felt that it was not necessary. The entire 18th universe is gone. The descendants of Yuan Zun also disappeared with the disappearance of the 18th universe. Why do you ask those meaningless things? 7th universe, universe space. A small universe spaceship is speeding towards the cat planet. God Gwent of the Rat Clan stood at the window of the spaceship universe, looking at the red planet in the distant area. Quint has also been trying to get in touch with his great-great-grandson Quincy these days. However, there was no news from there. Quint frowned. What happened? Had something bad happened to Quincy? It shouldn't be. On that cat star, what powerful cat people can there be? Fortunately, after 11 days of traveling through the starry sky, Quint finally arrived at the star field where the cat star belongs. Quint came alone. The other Rat Clan armies are evacuating to the superstar as the ancestor god said. Quint felt that coming alone could solve all the problems. Call out. The universe spacecraft broke through the atmosphere of the cat star and fell rapidly towards the ground of the cat star. Not long after, Quint's universe spacecraft landed on Cat Planet. After landing on the cat star, Quint saw a scene that made him feel horrified. I saw that a large number of Rat Clan compatriots were being beheaded and killed by the cat star people, and the Rat Clan was retreating steadily. The Catman let out an excited meow. After more than 10 days of fighting, the cats have regained a lot of lost ground, and the rat army has been continuously shrunk. Many rat tribe warriors died in this battle. Without God Quincy and the 4 elders, there are almost no city lords who can handle things on the Rat Clan. Although the Rat Clan's city lord is not low in strength, the cat people on the cat star's side are also powerful. Just when God Gwent had just landed, he witnessed a city lord being pierced through the heart by a cat man. Many rat warriors had no way out. The city lord spurted blood from his mouth, and it seemed that he was dead. Their castle has long been destroyed by the cat people. None of the ratfolk escaped the planet in a universe ship in time. There are at least tens of thousands of catmen on the scene. There are only more than 1,000 mice left in the rat family. The mice trembled with fear. For the cat people, this is their last battle. And the Rat Clan here is the last wave that survived on Cat Planet. As long as they are defeated, the cat star will restore peace. Just now, General Nua, warrior, who is known as the most powerful cat people, defeated the city lord of the Rat Clan by an absolute advantage, obliterating their last hope. After the mice saw that the city lord had lost to the opponent, they were even more frightened and trembled all over, wishing to dig a hole in the ground immediately. However, at the moment when these mice felt endless despair, Shua, the mice suddenly saw Quint with snow-white hair floating above the sky, like a true god descending. Yes, it is Lord Quincy. Great, Lord Quincy finally appeared. No, it doesn't seem to be Master Quincy Mountain. Several mice who had seen Quincy were also taken aback for a moment. General Nua's face changed color after seeing the god cunt who appeared. The faces of many cat people warrior also changed again and again. Didn't the god Quincy die? Didn't expect him to be alive. Snapped. Quint landed slowly from the sky, appearing beside many rat tribes. The remaining rat warriors, as if they had found a savior, immediately knelt down and saluted. Not bad, cat people. Quint laughed angrily. You guys did a great job, forcing our majestic rat race to this level. You're not Quincy. General Nua frowned, looking up and down at Quint. General Nova looks like a tabby cat. Of course it belongs to the kind of raccoon cat that walks upright. Where's Quincy? Quint turned his head and asked the rat tribe beside him. More than 1,000 rat warriors present shook their heads together. I remember that there are 4 elders under Quincy, where are they? Quint asked again. The Rat Clan still shook their heads together. During this time, they have also undergone careful investigation. It would be strange to find out. The main reason is that there are no people alive, no dead bodies, and no clues at all. Forget it, let's talk about the matter in front of us first. Quint narrowed his eyes slightly, and looked at General Nua. Catstar, your punch just now was really good. Who are you? Nua's face changed again and again. What exactly is going on? In addition to Quincy God, the rat race also has a warrior of divine grade. Listen to all the cat people at the scene, none of you will try to run away today. Quint was really angry, especially seeing so many compatriots killed. He was even more angry, and said he issued an order with a cold face, I'll give you one last chance. You commit suicide immediately, and I won't embarrass your group. Otherwise, none of the cat people on this planet will survive. There were more than 10,000 cat people present in the cat clan, with angry looks on their faces. It can be said that the more than 10,000 cat people present are almost the largest group of people on this planet. There are very few cat people left scattered elsewhere. Most of the catfolk come to this final battle, even the catwomen and the children of the catfolk. Very well, I like your angry expressions very much. Gwent sneered, I'll count to the last 10. If you don't commit suicide or escape a cat, I will kill all the cats on your planet. Kill. All the cat people present were furious. General Nua looked back at the many clansmen present, and his expression became extraordinarily solemn. General, we will fight to the death. Kill. General Nua no longer hesitated, and immediately shouted. That's right, even if we lose, we will fight to the death. You tell us to commit suicide and we commit suicide. HMPH, childish. Gwent smiled contemptuously, and quickly appeared opposite General Nua. Boom. Gwent slapped his palm and hit General Nua's chest. Bang bang bang. General Nua didn't have time to react, and his body flew backwards, crashing into buildings. After General Nua stopped, he struggled to get up from the ground. Puff. The next moment, General Nua spurted blood from his mouth, and fell to the ground with a bang, already dead. General, all the cat people present were dumbfounded, with endless shock on their faces. Is this the god of the rat clan? The general was defeated by him at once. However, many cat people are not timid and afraid. The long-term depression made these cat people feel endless anger and tragedy. Kill. With a big wave of the deputy general's hand, he was about to lead these cat people to kill each other. A group of ants. Gwent sneered, and stretched out his big hand from the air. Wait a moment. At this moment, only a childish voice suddenly sounded from the air. Gwent raised his head, and immediately looked at the catman that appeared above the sky. It was Beerus who spoke. Besides Beerus, Champa also followed Beerus. A few minutes ago, Luo Tian was cultivating hard at first, so as to face gods of destruction to Dandan. Calculating the time, Luo Tian felt that Tu Shandon should be coming soon. It's just that Luo Tian waited left and right, but none of the pictures descended on the cat star alone. It's fine if you don't come, you've given me enough time to practice. Afterwards, Luo Tian suddenly felt the breath change over there in the process of cultivation. Not only Luo Tian sensed it, Beerus and Champa also sensed that something was wrong in that direction. Master, it seems that a guy as powerful as Quincy has come to Cat Star. Beerus said in a deep voice. Master, I'm going to kill him with Beerus. Champa shook his fist. You and Champa have practiced for another 10 days, and your strength has improved a lot. You two go, defeat him, and save your planet. Luo Tian encouraged. Yes, Master. Beerus burst into excitement. Master, leave this kind of matter to us. Champa chuckled, and begged again, this time it's the same as before. Master absorbed some of his energy first. This time, I don't intend to absorb his energy, I need you to defeat him with your own strength. Luo Tian shook his head. Champa, you must not take chances, I will not save you, this is your war, I am only responsible for challenging gods of destruction. Luo Tian encouraged again, come on, you are very strong. It's a pity that we can't learn Master's divine absorption. If we can learn that, we don't have to practice so hard. Champa was distressed for a while. If I knew it earlier, I would stop talking big. Stop stinking there, Champa, let's go quickly. If we don't go, I'm afraid it will be too late. Beerus shouted at Champa, then bowed to Luo Tian, and then rose into the sky. Wait for me. Champa hurriedly chased after him, I've also learned how to destroy now. This time I will also play a role. Beerus glanced back and smiled. Luo Tian's divine suction is indeed only suitable for their cultivation. Cat people cannot be cultivated. Because Yuan Zun came up with such a strange star-attracting method after 10,000 years of research and based on the characteristics of his own family. Other ethnic groups are not suitable for using this trick, and they can't even reach the entry level of cultivation. Luo Tian also taught Beerus and Champa the divine suction. After all, if you want them to become gods of destruction as soon as possible, god absorption is a very good choice. It's just that neither Champa nor Beerus can master the basics of the divine suction technique, let alone practice it. Although Luo Tian said that he didn't intend to help Champa and Beerus, that was just lip service. Luo Tian was still really afraid that something might happen to these two little guys, so he also flew towards the battle scene without anyone noticing. Soon, Luo Tian appeared near the battle scene first, and hid his breath, standing on a tall building, watching this side. It has to be said that Champa and Beerus did not disappoint Luo Tian. Sure enough, the two of them are perfect candidates for gods of destruction. Luo Tian felt that if I didn't have divine absorption, I might be overtaken by them in time. You must know that these two little guys are only 3 years old. At the age of 3, he has such a powerful strength. Luo Tian looked over from a distance, and saw that Beerus and Champa had already appeared opposite Gwent. Oh, here are two newly weaned kittens. Gwent smiled. What, are you here to beg for mercy? Even if you pretend to be cute in front of me, it's useless. Besides, we Rat Clan and your cats were originally its a natural enemy, why are you pretending to be cute? Beerus, Champa, why are you two here to join in the fun? Get out. The lieutenant frowned, yelled at Beerus and Champa, and gave them a wink, telling them to run away. We have inherited the last wish of Big Brother Wutato, we want to restore the peace of Cat Star. Beerus said calmly. That's right, that's what it means. Champa nodded. Many cat people also looked at the two brothers helplessly. Most of the cat people present knew Champa from Beerus. These two little guys usually like to make troubles everywhere, and when they are free, they will sneak attack the Rat Clan's camp. These two little guys have an elder brother named Wutato who has a good relationship, and they both think he is the #1 warrior of Cat Stars. Of course, the cat people have nothing to refute what the two 3-year-olds said. What is more true than a child? Besides, that young man named Wutato is really remarkable. However, Wutato did not join the army. In other words, Wutato does not belong to the regular army. It's not a regular army. Although it can resist the Rat Clan, it's all in the form of small fights. Today I will sneak attack on you, and tomorrow I will be hunted down again. It will have some effect on the war between the Cat Clan and the Rat Clan, but it will not play a decisive role. The army also invited Wutato, but they were all rejected by Wutato. The reason for the refusal was, Tato Wu said that he would use his own method to restore the peace of Mao Xing. Where's Wutato? The lieutenant general asked. He's dead, Beerus said quietly. What did you say? When did he die? The deputy general froze for a moment, feeling endless sadness. The general was seriously injured, Wutato was also dead, and the cat tribe might be completely out of luck today. Today, let the two of us brothers deal with the god of the rat race. Champa shouted. HMPH, have all the cat people reduced to the situation of letting the little milk cat participate in the battle. Gwent smiled disdainfully, and then ordered to a deputy city lord next to him, kill him. After a while, the whole cat star will be killed. Clean it up for me, don't let anyone go. Gwent is really angry now, and he has long forgotten the order that Tu Dandan gave him. Besides, it was just destroying a cat star, and Gwent felt that it was not a violation of the order of the ancestor god. We are not conquering other planets. After all the cat people on this cat planet are wiped out, I will lead the remaining Rat Clan into my group. Brother Beerus is going to be beaten to death. The two brothers have been messing around with Wutato, but they are not opponents of the regular army after all. Let's hurry up. Let's go. Even if it's dead, we have to kill a few more mice. The eyes of many cat people are red, and they are already ready to fight. HMPH, a little milk cat is here to join in the fun. The deputy city lord sneered, and appeared behind Beerus in an instant. Be careful, the lieutenant's expression changed again and again, and he hurriedly reminded Beerus. Just when the deputy city lord was about to punch Beerus to death. Boom, Beerus kicked back without looking back, directly on the chest of the vice-castle lord. The deputy city lord flew backwards. Shua, in an instant, Beerus appeared right above where the vice-castle lord was. Hey, Beerus kicked over again, kicking the vice-castle lord from the air. Boom, the deputy city lord left a huge crater on the ground and died on the spot. All the cat people present were stunned, and they didn't come back to their senses for a long time. Many cat people were stunned. What happened just now? That guy is the deputy city lord of the Rat Clan, right? Just kick Beerus flying. The lieutenant was even more astonished. When did Beerus become so powerful? That's the deputy city lord. Even I can at most draw with that deputy city lord. As a result, Beerus kicked him flying and killed him. Hateful. Many rat warriors were furious at that time. We can't deal with the regular army, can't we deal with 2 little milk cats? At that time, more than 30 rat tribe warriors rushed towards Beerus with their teeth and claws open. Hello, Champa, Beerus said. What? Champa was taken aback. These little ones are in your hands. Beerus grinned. TCH, you kicked the deputy city lord to death, but let me deal with these vulnerable guys. Champa snorted. Forget it, let me do it. Immediately afterwards, Champa cheered up and flew forward in an instant. Bang bang bang. Champa waved his cat's paw at the rat tribe warrior rushing towards him. Less than 3 seconds, Champa's long claws directly cut the throats of these 30 rat warriors. The 30 rat warriors fell from the sky and hit the ground, already cold. All the rat warriors present were completely stunned. Nearly tens of thousands of cat people were also completely dumbfounded. What happened just now? That little fat cat is so fast. What a speed. Gwent looked at Champa in surprise. At this time, General Nua also temporarily regained consciousness under the treatment of several cat people. General, are you all right? The female cat doctor asked with concern. It's okay. I can't die for the time being, this general can fight again. Nua waved at the beautiful female cat doctor. Immediately afterwards, General Nova looked up and saw Beerus and Champa appearing in the sky. Then, aren't those 2 children Wu Tato's younger brothers? Nua was slightly taken aback. General, that little guy named Beerus just kicked their lieutenant to death. The female cat doctor smiled wryly. What? There is such a thing? Nua was stunned. That little guy named Champa killed more than 30 rat tribe warriors in an instant. The female cat doctor added. Nua's eyes widened, showing disbelief on his face. HMPH, it's too weak. Beerus smiled slightly and looked at Gwent. Gwent was a little surprised, and his expression was a little more dignified. These 2 cats are more powerful than imagined. Not bad, not bad. I never thought that 2 newly weaned kittens would have such great strength. I underestimated you, Gwent said with a smile. It's you next, Beerus said coldly. Oh, what did you say? Did you say you were going to challenge me? Gwent laughed at the time. Do you know who I am? Little milk cat. Isn't it the mouse that communicated with gods of destruction? Beerus smiled lightly. What's all the fuss about? Gwent's smile gradually froze, and his face changed again and again. You. How did you know? Who did you hear from? Gwent stuttered. Okay, stop talking nonsense, you can start. Beerus put on a fighting stance. Champa also looked serious. This white mouse is about as powerful as Quincy's mouse. Quincy was absorbed more than half of the energy by the master, and Beerus and I finally wiped it out. This guy should be at his peak. It's a bit difficult to deal with. But in the past 10 days, Beerus and I have also become stronger. And I also learned about destruction. I think Beerus and I may not be able to lose to him. Below, many cat people were talking about it. What's that little fellow Beerus talking about? They're too far away to hear their conversation. That rat god looks surprised. However, it is indeed unexpected that Beerus and Champa can become so powerful. But, how can he be the opponent of the rat god? I never thought that besides that Quincy, the rat clan has a god. Many cat people were extremely shocked. Nonsense, let 2 3-year-old kittens go up to challenge the god of the rat clan. Nua yelled. After Nua finished speaking, he was about to rush into the sky and challenge the god Gwent again. However, just after Nua said this, he spat out a mouthful of blood again. Nua was really injured. If he hadn't been treated in a timely manner, he might have died on the spot. General, your injuries are too serious and you can no longer fight. The lieutenant stepped forward immediately. I will fight instead of the general. Go, Nua ordered. Yes, the lieutenant general was ready to take off. Bang bang bang. Just as the lieutenant was about to take off, Beerus and Champa joined forces to launch a fierce attack on Gwent. Gwent responded in a hurry, and was a little overwhelmed for a while. These 2 cats are really fast. Shua. Beerus appeared directly above Gwent in an instant and kicked down. Gwent turned pale with fright, and hurriedly raised his hand to block the kick from Beerus with his arm. Boom. Champa rushed up quickly and hit Gwent in the chest with a punch. Ah! Gwent let out a scream, and then sprayed a mouthful of acid water. Boom! Beerus took the opportunity to kick again, kicking Gwent out of the air abruptly. Snapped! Gwent immediately suspended at a position about 1 meter above the ground, and his face changed again and again. Gwent never expected that there would be such a powerful cat person on this cat planet. And these two cats are only 3 years old, right? Could it be that the reason why Quincy has no news is because of these two kittens? It is entirely possible. If I wasn't paying attention, if I was attacked by the two of them, maybe I would be killed by them. Not to mention Quincy. At the moment when Gwent just recovered from his thoughts, two powerful energies fell from the sky rapidly. Boom! The energy released by Champa and Beerus at the same time hit Gwent directly. Gwent was already unable to dodge, and was covered by energy at that time. With an earth-shattering bang, the energy bomb smashed Gwent to the ground below, leaving a bottomless crater on the ground. Crack! Crack! Beerus and Champa slowly fell from the sky and appeared on the edge of the big pit. Well, that's enough for the warm-up, Beerus. Champa grinned. I think it's okay. Beerus slightly raised the corners of his mouth and nodded slightly. Hey, Master said that we have become stronger. Sure enough, these 10 days of hard work were not in vain. Champa was proud. TCH, don't be too happy, that guy is not as simple as you imagined. Beerus snorted. All the cat people and rat people present were dumbfounded, and their jaws almost dropped. What do we see? This is not a joke, is it? Especially the Deputy General, who was just about to jump up to fight. His eyeballs almost jumped out of their sockets after seeing such an astonishing scene, and he froze immediately. General Nua was dumbfounded and rubbed his eyes vigorously, feeling as if he was dreaming. It shouldn't be. When did these two little guys become so powerful? That's the god of the Rat Clan. The god of the Rat Clan let the two of them team up and beat them into the earth. Besides, this is just your warm-up exercise. There was no sound at the scene. The Cat Clan was shocked. Rats are timid. Boom. The next moment, Gwent soared up from the ground, quickly flew to the sky, and looked at Beerus and Champa angrily. Beerus, he's angry. Champa chuckled. See. Beerus snorted. Did Quincy let you two kill him? Gwent asked in a condescending and cold voice. That's right, it was the two of us who killed it. Champa nodded in acknowledgement. As soon as this remark came out, the many cat clan present were in an uproar again. Many rat tribes were also trembling with fright. 4 elders, Gwent asked again. Those 4 guys are nothing special. Beerus smiled. Since we can kill Quincy, how difficult is it to kill the 4 elders? I just said that there is no news of Quincy and the 4 elders here, so it's all thanks to you 2 little milk cats. Gwent was so angry that his whole body was shaking. The cat clan present was stunned again. What the hell did these 2 little guys do? You not only killed the gods of the Rat Clan, you also killed the 4 elders of the Rat Clan. So, the reason why our cat family can win today is because these 2 little guys saved our cat star. The next one is you. Beerus sneered. You rats have broken the peace of our cat planet, you will definitely die today. HMPH, you shouldn't have come here to die. Call your ancestor god here quickly. Don't think we are afraid of him. Champa shouted. Beerus, Champa, you idiot, how could we be the opponents of gods of destruction? Our current strength is far from enough. Beerus reprimanded. Ha ha ha, didn't I scare him? Champa laughed. Who did you two listen to? You even know about gods of destruction. Gwent frowned tightly, and his face became a little ugly. Even many ratfolk don't know about gods of destruction. I didn't expect these 2 kittens to understand such details. Did the 4 elders tell you? Gwent quickly realized. You can understand that. Champa smiled triumphantly. HMPH, you 2 little things still want to challenge Lord Ancestral God. Gwent sneered. Do you really think that you can defeat me? Then try it. Beerus smiled lightly, but his expression became extraordinarily serious. All the cats present were confused. What the hell are these 2 little guys, Beerus and Champa, talking about? The ancestor god of the Rat Clan. It seems to say gods of destruction. What is gods of destruction? Could it be that there is a more powerful god above the gods of the rat race? General Nua seemed to realize something, and his face changed color. What? There are more powerful gods? General, this joke is not funny at all. The Deputy General was completely dumbfounded. Back then, a god named Quincy was already very powerful. It turns out that there is a more powerful god above Quincy god. Whoa, whoa, Champa and Beerus no longer hesitated, once again soaring into the sky, launching a fierce attack on Gwent. Gwent didn't dare to be careless this time, and immediately raised his energy to the extreme. Bang bang bang, Gwent battles Beerus and Champa. For a while, the two sides were evenly matched. Seeing Beerus and Champa's brave performance, the Catmen or Rat tribe who had doubts about the strength of the two little guys before finally believed in the strength of the two little guys. Luo Tian stood on top of a skyscraper in the distance, watching the battle silently. Luo Tian is still very satisfied with the performance of Champa and Beerus. These two little guys are growing up so fast. Be worthy of the future gods of destruction. In just 1 month, under my careful training, I have already possessed such a powerful strength. In time, they will definitely grow into the most outstanding gods of destruction according to the trend of history. What? How is this possible? Gwent became more and more frightened when he fought. I've let all the energy out. Is the result just a tie with these two kittens? This is impossible, this is absolutely impossible. Gwent shouted loudly while fighting. And when they saw God Quincy, whose strength was not much different from that of God Quincy, in such a mess, all the rat clans were shocked. When did the cat clan grow up? No sign at all. Boom. Gwent picked up speed and landed a hard punch on Beerus' shoulder. Beerus also endured the opponent's attack abruptly, grinning, and swung the cat's claw forward. Destroy. A streak of purple destructive energy instantly covered Gwent's body. What? This, destruction. Gwent's pupils narrowed sharply, and he hurriedly raised his arms to try to resist the flying destructive energy. Snapped. However, just at the moment when Gwent's arm came into contact with the destructive energy, Gwent's arm gradually turned into nothingness. The nothingness continued to spread along the arms to the body. This. Gwent was frightened, he no longer hesitated, a flash of light flashed from his fingertips, and cut off his left arm at once. Destroy. The next moment, Champa flew up, and a trace of destructive energy was ejected from the cat's claws. What? Gwent's face became extremely ugly. This kitty will also destroy. Hey. Gritting his teeth, Gwent avoided Champa's surprise attack without any risk. Snapped. Champa's destructive energy grazed Gwent's body and landed on a mouse below. Immediately, the warrior of the rat tribe gradually turned into nothingness, and disappeared under the eyes of everyone. Seeing such a strange scene, many rat warriors present were scared and fled in all directions. The cat clan was also completely stunned. What is that? What is that purple energy? How can you beat people and disappear? Let him avoid it. Champa bared his teeth, feeling unwilling. HMPH, you're so stupid. Beerus smiled. TCH, if I release the destruction first, he might be caught by surprise. Champa snorted. Maybe. Beerus smiled. But then again, one of his arms has been broken, and we finally have an absolute advantage. Champa laughed. Gwent's face became as ugly as it could be. By now, Gwent knew that he might not be able to fight any longer. If the fight continues like this, there is a high possibility that it will be explained here. What, are you trying to escape because you can't come down from the suspension? Champa snorted coldly. You can't escape. Beerus laughed. 2 kittens, and the whole cat star, I remember you. Gwent kept sneering. Do you really think that you have won a big victory? Do you really think that with the 2 of you do you still want to defeat my ancestor god? Sooner or later, we will take his place and become the gods of destruction of this universe. Beerus exclaimed. Very good, you have ambition, I have to praise you all. Gwent laughed, and his smile became more ferocious. Gods of destruction. General, do you know what that is? The lieutenant asked General Nuwa. Nuwa shook his head in confusion. Warriors of the rat race, come to me. Gwent ordered loudly, it doesn't matter, even if you die, the 800 billion fellow rat race will avenge your blood and hatred. At that time, I will lead 800 billion people of the rat race to conquer this planet. Many rat warriors, Catman, all the Karen Sama present were dumbfounded again after hearing the news. What was he talking about just now? 800 billion rat race. What are you kidding? General Nova trembled violently all over his body, and knelt down on one knee unsteadily. Isn't this a joke? I thought that as long as we defeated the god and killed more than 1,000 rat tribes, we could restore peace to our cat planet. As a result, the guy said that he has 800 billion compatriots. 800 billion compatriots, what is this concept? If 800 billion rats are placed on the cat star at the same time, the cat star will really be flattened. Don't be kidding. 800 billion. You are talking nonsense. Nui yelled loudly. That's impossible. How could there be so many mice? The lieutenant was also trembling with fright. If true, it's downright horrific. Beerus and Champa also gasped. However, the two little guys knew very well that Quint should be telling the truth. HMPH, let me tell you. Quint chuckled, in our rat clan, there are tens of thousands of gods like me, and there are countless gods like the four great elders. Come to your cat star, just a very small branch of a huge rat colony. Quint is definitely not talking nonsense. After all, after so many years of development, the rat race has grown to a very large number. In addition, although there are only 108 connected to the Gods of Destruction map alone, there are indeed tens of thousands of them whose strength has reached Gwent's level. Luo Tian's expression moved slightly. 800 billion rats. This number is really huge. Before Luo Tian heard that Long Texi and those rats had said similar things. It seems that although the number of rats in the 12th universe is not so many, it is at least close to 300 billion. Luo Tian touched his chin, and finally knew why Xeno wanted to erase the 18th universe. With so many rat tribes messing around, it's no wonder Xeno's character doesn't erase this universe. Several years later, Xeno wiped out all the universes because of Zamasu's chaos. If did I absorb all the energy of these 800 billion rat races? What height will I reach? Luo Tian felt excited when he thought about it, and was even taken aback by his own thoughts. How dare you think about it? The energy of 800 billion rat clans. How can I absorb all their energy? It would be great if the divine absorption technique could reach the 3rd level. Think about it, if all 800 billion rat tribes descended on the cat star, they would all be sucked up in one go. I can't do it anymore. I have to practice quickly so that my divine suction can reach the 3rd level as soon as possible. Although it is not yet the 2nd floor, I feel that it is very close to the 2nd floor. After these two little guys finish fighting, I will hurry to practice. It would be best to let these 800 billion rat races come to this star field, so I won't have to look for it. Do you know how powerful our rat clan is now? Quint smiled coldly, but it's too late to know now. You cat stars have provoked people who shouldn't be provoked. Your whole clan will be buried with you. Many cat stars also changed their expressions one by one. If what this guy said is true, Mao Xing may really be finished. Not only that, the gods of destruction mentioned by these two little milk cats is also the most powerful god in this universe. Quint snorted and continued, simply put, gods of destruction is a ceiling that humans can never surpass. And this gods of destruction figure Shan Shan is our ancestor. Many cat stars were dumbfounded again. I'm very responsible to tell you that if possible, Master Ancestor God can easily destroy this galaxy with a wave of his hand. Quint laughed loudly. His face became more and more ferocious. Now you know how powerful our rat clan is. It's too late. The cat star people present felt endless despair at that time. Terrible. It's just horrible. The nearly 1,000 rat tribe warriors that survived were all excited, ready to fight back. With such a powerful ancestor god, and 800 billion brothers, we are still afraid of wool. Wasn't it just being beaten to death? Many rat clan warriors want to launch a counterattack against the cat clan. Boom! Beerus swung his big hand downwards, and a powerful energy quickly covered it, hitting the center where the more than 1,000 rat tribes were at that time. Accompanied by an earth-shattering bang, the energy bomb set off a huge mushroom cloud. The more than 1,000 rat warriors present were blown up and down by Beerus at that time, and their skins were torn apart. The rat warrior in the center died on the spot and was blown into blood mist. A few rat warriors on the edge escaped by chance, but they were already seriously injured. How dare the surviving rat warriors dare to resist? My whole body was shaking with fright. You did a good job. You wait for me. Quint was furious. Without the slightest hesitation, he immediately took out the crystal ball and got in touch with Tu Dandan. Luo Tian's mind moved. Originally he wanted to stop it, but after thinking about it, he felt that this was a very good opportunity. If I make a move, 2 Dandan might come over in person. But if it's just Beerus and Champa, and I'm hiding behind the scenes, as the gods of destruction, I may not go alone for such a small matter. Maybe 2 Shandon will let 800 billion rats come to the starfield of Cat Star in a fit of anger. Luo Tian decided to take a gamble. Moreover, if Gwent is prevented from contacting 2 Dandan, causing Gwent to disappear mysteriously, there is a high possibility that 2 Shandon will come here in person. No, he wants to contact gods of destruction, Champa said in a deep voice, and was about to rush up. Beerus even turned into a streamer, intending to step forward to stop it. It's just too late. The two sides are too far apart. Gwent crushed the crystal ball in a split second and performed an expedited treatment. The figure on the Gods of Destruction star just felt the changes in the crystal ball for the first time. Snapped. The next moment, 2 Shanshan lightly waved his hand, and a projection appeared in front of him. What happened? Gwent. 2 Dandan immediately looked at Gwent in the projection. Immediately afterwards, 2 Shan saw Gwent's broken arm with a single glance. What happened to your arm? Who is so bold? 2 Dandan frowned, with an angry look on his face. Lord Ancestral God, do you believe it? These are the 2 kittens who have just been weaned for a long time. Gwent pointed to Champa and Beerus in the distance. The projected image was gradually transferred to Champa and Beerus. Just at this time, the prophecy fish sneaked out of the lake and looked over there. After seeing Beerus and Champa in the projection screen, the prophecy fish widened its eyes and showed surprise. Isn't this the 2 gods of destruction I predicted? Sure enough, they exist. These 2 little guys are so cute. So kawaii. If one of them were the gods of destruction of this universe, I feel like I'd be able to live a better life from now on. I will never be bullied by 2 Dandan again. It was prophesied that the fish's eyes filled with tears at that time. 2 Dandan also immediately looked at Champa and Beerus over there. After seeing clearly that they were 2 young kittens, his nose was almost crooked. It's the 2 of them? 2 Dandan asked with his eyes twitching. They not only broke my arm, but also killed Quincy and Quincy's 4 elders. Gwent hurriedly said, now, the entire Cat Star has started its final counterattack. Staying on the Cat Star there are only a handful of rat race. What did you say? I just said I had a bad feeling. 2 Dandan's face became gloomy. I asked Lord Ancestral God to send our 800 billion rat tribe warriors over here to flatten this planet. Gwent bowed and saluted. There's no need for that. I'll go there myself and destroy this planet directly. 2 Shanan smiled lightly. Letting 800 billion rat tribe warriors pass by is too troublesome. This is a big move. If Master Zeno finds out, it might be a big deal. What a big head. I have to go there myself. But finally know the reason of the matter. 2 Dandan never imagined that 2 such powerful kittens would be born on Cat Planet. The combined strength of these 2 cats has surpassed Gwent. No wonder there was no news from Quincy before. Cat Star, above the sky. The head of a black-haired mouse just appeared in the sky. The light and shadow flowed, and the small eyes rolled around, looking at Champa and Beerus with a hazy face. Champa's face changed slightly. Beerus' expression became more and more serious. Many Cat Stars were shocked one by one. Who is this guy? Is he the ancestor God Quincy said? Is he the gods of destruction? Then, is that guy here now? Can he travel thousands of miles in an instant? This is the first time I heard that there is such a guy as gods of destruction. Are the gods of destruction really the most powerful gods in the universe? No, it looks like he'll be here soon. Many Cat Stars gathered together to discuss, and their faces were extremely ugly. Don't be afraid. That's just their communicator, and that flickering shadow is their projection. Beerus shouted. Hearing Beerus' words, many of the cat clan present were slightly relieved. Little cat, you are right, this is indeed just a communication device. 2 Dandan squinted his eyes and smiled, but don't get too excited, I will go to Maoshing right now, It takes about 2 days to fly, and that place is a bit far away. Beerus didn't answer. Champa is also very calm. What do you mean? 2 Shanshan chuckled, that is to say, after 2 days, the Cat Star will turn into universe dust. No, it's not even dust. The expressions of the Cat Stars present became more and more complicated. No one expected such a result. By the way, Lord Ancestral God, these two kittens actually learned to destroy, and they destroyed my arm. Gwent immediately added. What? Destruction? Tu Shandon frowned. How did these two little guys learn to destroy? This is impossible. Two kittens, tell me who you learned your destruction from. Is there a gods of destruction from another universe encouraging you to challenge me? Tu Danon asked with narrowed eyes. HMPH, we figured it out ourselves, do you believe it? Champa snorted and replied. It seems that you don't want to talk about it, do you? Well, you run for your life, I will arrive at Catstar in 2 days. Tu Danon smiled slightly, but it doesn't matter where you flee, I it as the gods of destruction of this universe. As the gods of destruction amazing. One day I will take your place and become the gods of destruction of this universe. Beerus pointed at the big face in the picture and said loudly. You, what did you say? Tu Shandon's face changed color. Tu Shandon's mind also immediately came up with the words that the prophecy fish said before. Gods of destruction in the 7th and 6th universes will change hands. Could it be that these two kittens will become gods of destruction? Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. With the strength of the two of them, I can kill them with a fart. I must be thinking too much. Gwent, come back first. Tu Danon didn't intend to argue with Champa and Beerus, and ordered to Gwent, I'm leaving now. Yes, Lord Ancestor God. Quentin nodded, and turned to Champa and Beerus with a vicious smile. HMPH, you are dead. Enjoy these last 2 days. Of course you can escape, but no matter where you go, it's useless. Besides, with the technological level of your planet, there is no way to escape this galaxy. Ha 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 ha. Boom. Beerus flew up and kicked Gwent in the face. Gwent laughed halfway, and was abruptly interrupted by Beerus' kick. Gwent was furious, and immediately fought back. Boom. Champa followed and punched Gwent in the back from behind. Puff. Gwent spurted blood from his mouth, leaving only one arm, and his defense was not very smooth. Bang bang bang. In the next few tens of seconds, Gwent was tortured to death by Beerus and Champa. Stop. Tu Danon was still watching the battle, and when he saw his descendants being bullied like this by two cats, he flew into a rage. Pooh. Champa spat directly at the projection of Tu Shandon. Before you suddenly appeared, we thought you were here. But it freaked me out. I didn't expect you to come here in 2 days. Then I spit at you, what can you do to me? Tu Shandon was furious, feeling endless humiliation. How dare a kitten humiliate me in front of me? It's the other way around. You wait, you better pray that you don't see me. Tu Shandon said angrily. It's too long-winded, gods of destruction is amazing. Champa simply pointed his butt at the single image in the picture, and farted at him. Wow, Tu Shan was so angry that he felt that his whole body was not well. PFF'd. At this moment, Beerus also pierced Gwent's heart with a palm. Gwent felt that his vitality was rapidly collapsing. How dare you? Tu Danon shouted. Is there something wrong with your eyes or is there a delay in this device? Beerus laughed. Didn't you see that I've penetrated his heart? Tu Shandon's pupils shrank together. Although Gwent, a descendant of him, can be regarded as his descendant after thousands of generations, he has not had much family relationship for a long time. However, as Tu Danon of gods of destruction, seeing his own people being hurt but helpless, this feeling is still very bad. He can still be saved, you can revive him immediately, I can consider saving your brother's life. Tu Danon began to raise conditions. I just say spare your brother's life. But I want to make your life worse than death. You are all bullying gods of destruction. Hey. Beerus jerked his arm away from Gwent's body. Ah. Gwent let out a scream, and turned his head to look at Tu Danon with tears in his eyes. Lord Zushan, I have let you down, I'm afraid I won't be able to wait for you to come. Don't worry, cunt, even if you die, I will say hello to King Yan Luo and ask him to send you to heaven. Tu Shandon gritted his teeth, his face becoming more and more gloomy. Lord Ancestral God, before I die, I just ask you one thing. Gwent murmured. Tell me, Tu Danon said. I ask Lord Ancestor God to let 800 billion compatriots flatten this planet. Cunt was as angry as he was. Picture list. Why do you have to be so persistent? Such a trivial matter is not worth the Lord Ancestral God coming here in person. Gwent continued. Okay, I promise you. Tu Shandon hesitated for a moment, but finally agreed. This is Quint's last wish, so please promise him. 2 Dandan has already considered it. Let the 800 billion rat clan crush the cat star, and then withdraw immediately. It will be their last battle. There shouldn't be much of a problem. Thank you, Lord Ancestral God. Quint smiled, showing a face of death. I can work for Lord Ancestor God. Even if I die, I will not be afraid. If you want to die, die far away. Champa snorted, and kicked Quint directly on the body with a heavy kick. Quint snorted and flew to a higher altitude. Boom. Beerus waved his right hand forward, and a powerful energy quickly covered Quint's body. Quint was blown into a blood mist at that time, and he was already dead and could not die anymore. Okay, very good. You just wait for the sanction of this gods of destruction. The whole body of the picture was trembling with anger, and he couldn't bear to look at it anymore. Snapped. 2 Shan Dan immediately ended the call. At this moment, the air seemed to freeze on the cat star. The entire cat star was silent. Destroy. Beerus quietly appeared next to one of the surviving rats, and a blast of destructive energy hit him, destroying him completely. Immediately afterwards, the rest of the rat clan were also beaten to death by the cat star people. Maoshing finally regained peace for a short time. However, the expressions of all the cat people became more and more serious. After a while, 800 billion rats will descend on this planet. What expressions do you all have? Didn't I say that even the gods of destruction can be defeated? Beerus said loudly. Besides, it's not the gods of destruction that's coming here, it's just 800 billion mice. Come on, it's just right. It's just right for me to practice my hands. Many cat stars. That's 800 billion. Do you know what the concept of 800 billion is? Dr. Cat, Beerus and Champa are injured, heal them quickly, and the others practice immediately, search for a usable universe spaceship, and send the women and children away. General Nova made a decisive decision and immediately issued a series of orders. Little Beerus, sister is here to heal you. A beautiful catwoman stepped forward and said softly to Beerus. After seeing this beautiful catwoman, Beerus blushed and lowered his head in embarrassment. The heroic spirit just now is gone at this moment. Little Champa, you are hurt too, come with me. Another beautiful catwoman smiled at Champa. I'm fine, this injury is nothing. Champa blushed and shook her head. Let my sister take a look. Catwoman laughed. Champa flew over with some embarrassment, and landed in front of Catwoman. Catwoman rubbed Champa's bloody face in distress. Champa refrained from making a sound. Does it hurt? Catwoman asked with concern. It doesn't hurt. Champa's mouth twitched, but he said it didn't hurt. Sure enough, Kid Champa is a man, you and Beerus saved our cat star. Catwoman said softly. I said, it's really fine. Beerus was really embarrassed, especially this Catwoman, she was so beautiful. I'm a doctor, and if I say something, it will happen. Catwoman glared at Beerus. Although you are very powerful, your physical injuries must be arranged by me. You don't stick me so close. Beerus was a little nervous. Gods of Destruction Star. After 2 Dandan ended the call, he immediately turned his head to look at the prophecy fish with its head exposed in the lake. The prophecy fish was startled, and hurried into the lake. 2 Shandan didn't speak, just looked at the disappearing prophecy fish coldly. It is predicted that the fish will sink into the lake for about 5 or 6 seconds, and immediately jump up again, revealing its head. The prophecy fish, is it the 2 of them? 2 Shanshan squinted at the prophecy fish. What? The prophecy fish simply pretended to be stupid. You said that gods of destruction in our universe and the 6th universe will change hands, is it the 2 of them? 2 Dandan asked with a cold face. Master 2 Dandan, don't make such jokes. I was just talking casually. The prophecy fish shook his head vigorously. Besides, how could it be the 2 of them? Those 2 cats have just been weaned. Although their strength is somewhat good, but in my opinion, the 2 of them belong to the type that developed relatively early, and they have reached their limit, and there will be no further development. That's good. Of course, I don't think the 2 of them will take my place. 2 Shandan smiled, a particularly gloomy smile. The predicted fish swallowed a mouthful of saliva and did not answer. 2 Dandan ignored the prophecy fish and immediately took out 106 crystal balls. The prophesied fish widened its eyes, revealing a look of despair. It's over. Those 2 kittens are going to die. That's 800 billion mice. How did you two break up? There are tens of thousands of people with similar strength to Gwent. The strength of your two kittens is about the same as Gwent, or even worse than Gwent. After all, you can only defeat Gwent together. Now so many mice are about to fly to the cat star. The prophecy fish can already imagine what kind of trampling the cat star will suffer. At the moment when the prophecy fish sighed, a vague phantom suddenly appeared in his mind. This fuzzy phantom absorbed the energy of 800 billion mice out of thin air, making its own strength. What is this? Who is this guy? He's going to be the most powerful god in the universe. The predicted fish's jaw almost dropped. The prophecy fish tried hard to see the appearance of this person clearly. However, no matter how hard the prophecy fish tried, it still couldn't see the appearance of that person clearly. The predicted fish was trembling with fright. Is the god realm about to reshuffle? Was it because of this person that the universe chaos ended? It is predicted that Yuchi slipped into the depths of the lake and didn't want to show up again. Until the universe shuffle is over, I'll hide and swim in it. Tu Shandon just planned to talk to the 106 crystal balls again. Another crystal ball vibrated. Tu Dandan knew that it was the boss Relajo who had contacted him. Tu Dandan immediately took out the crystal ball and got in touch with the boss. Immediately, the figures of Relagio and Kuru also appeared in the crystal ball. Seeing that the two brothers were safe and sound, Tu Dandan felt relieved. That's great, then I'll calm down and level the cat star. Boss, third child, how's the situation? It's nothing serious, is it an accident? Tu Dandan asked hastily. Second brother, more than 10 days have passed, have you evacuated all our groups from the major planets? Relajo asked. I've already told them to evacuate. Tu Dandan nodded. Boss, can you still worry about my work? That's good, that's good. Relajo breathed a sigh of relief. What is the reason Master Zeno erased those 6 universes? Tu Dandan asked. Is it really because we and other groups of gods of destruction dominate the universe? That's right, that's the reason. Relajo nodded. Your number of 800 billion is too much. After evacuating to that superstar, you must strictly control their population growth. From now on, you must be monogamous. A family can only have one child. I believe that after a few years, the population will drop. Tu Dan silently wiped his sweat. Of course there is a better way, which is to destroy part of the ethnic group. Relajo added again, but that would be a bit cruel to our ethnic group. As for how to control their population, you can decide for yourself. Quote. I see, boss. Tu Shandon nodded, hesitated for a while, but did not say anything about the 2 kittens after all. Don't tell the boss about such a small thing. So as not to make the boss laugh. And this is what happened in our universe. I can solve it by myself. There is one more thing. After you have dealt with the matter of the ethnic group, you should immediately go to Master Zeno to plead guilty. Riragao made an arrangement. Remember, the attitude must be sincere. I understand, boss. Tu Dan agreed. I will let the 800 billion ethnic groups flatten the cat star first, and after this matter is dealt with, let them return to the superstar immediately. When they return to superstar, I will immediately go to Master Zeno to plead guilty. I think this arrangement is quite reasonable. By the way, what will the third child do next? Do you have any plans? Tu Dandan asked Kuru. Let the third one stay with me for a while. Relajo replied. Master Zeno hasn't arranged for him yet, but I heard that there are no gods of gods in the 2nd universe, the 10th universe and the 11th universe. Destruction. As long as the youngest is willing to settle down, I think Master Zeno may arrange for him to be gods of destruction in one of these 3 universes after a while. Then I will congratulate you in advance, third child. Tu Dandan laughed. Thank you, second child. Karu nodded. Third brother, let me tell you in advance, if you go to another universe to serve as gods of destruction, don't develop our ethnic group anymore. Can you understand what I mean? Relajo emphasized again. Boss, what are you talking about? Those 2 universes don't have our ethnic group, and I can't develop even if I want to. Karu said with a smile. HMPH, if you really want to develop, you can bring over a dozen pairs of descendants from the universe of the second child. But I advise you not to do this. Relajo snorted. If I dare to bring descendants there, I will personally go there and destroy them. No, Boss, I suffered a loss once, and the universe is gone, can I make the same mistake again? Karu quickly made a promise, besides, we have already confessed to Master Zeno. I'm relieved if you think so. Riligo breathed a long sigh of relief, and said to the second child, second brother, remember to deal with all the ethnic groups, and immediately go to Lord Zeno to plead guilty. Quote. Understood. Dan replied. By the way, there is one more thing. Rilago continued, Master Zeno has a son. After you go, don't neglect him. It is said that he wiped the 6 universes that disappeared, dropped. What? There is such a thing? Shandon was shocked. Of course it was an order from Master Zeno. Riligu added. Understood. Shandon nodded. Also, Karu took the words, our universe's Supreme Kai, Sawyer, is still alive. I think he might go to a certain universe to work. Doesn't your 7th universe have a Supreme Kai? Do you mean that he is going to serve in our 7th universe? Dandan frowned. It's not impossible. Raylago sighed helplessly. If you really go to your 7th universe, don't neglect him, after all, this is Master Zeno's appointment. I know there is Supreme Kai, it's more troublesome to manage the universe, after all Supreme Kai is often against us. And our philosophy is completely different. This is terrible. If he really comes to our universe, I will draw a circle and curse him. Shan bared his teeth. As far as these things are concerned, is everything normal on your side? Rilajo asked. Normal. After all, Dandan didn't say anything about the 2 kittens. After all, it is a small matter. That's how it is. Rilajo felt that what he had to explain had already been explained, so he didn't say anything more, and ended the call at that time. Immediately afterwards, Rilajo and Karu flew towards the Gods of Destruction star in the 6th universe. Dandan also immediately put away the crystal ball. The next moment, Dandan no longer hesitated, and immediately lit up the 106 crystal balls. If the Supreme Kai named Sawyer really came to our 7th universe to take office, it would not be troublesome enough. He will definitely prevent me from destroying the Cat Star. Of course, there is no way to stop it with his ability. But this guy likes to snitch. If he goes to report to Master Zeno again, I will be in danger. Be sure to get that little thing out of the way before he is familiar with the universe. Then I went to the Supreme Kai world. Let's see if Sawyer really came to the 7th universe. If he comes, just take the opportunity to fool him, so that the 800 billion ethnic group will be flattened by the Cat Star. After clearing this line, Tudandin immediately got in touch with the 106 white mice. Greetings, Lord Ancestral God. Greetings, Lord Ancestral God. Greetings, Lord Ancestral God. Many white mice saluted one after another. Very good, you are all here, now I am going to issue a very important order. Dandan sneered, you all know the star field that Quincy is in charge of, right? Many white mice nodded together, expressing their clarity. In that star field, there is a planet that cannot be smaller, and its name is Cat Star. Dandan said. All the white mice were slightly taken aback, a little confused. What does Lord Ancestral God want to do? Now I order you, all ethnic groups go to Cat Planet immediately, and flatten that planet for me. Shan only popped out these words from between his teeth. All the white mice were stunned. Want to flatten that planet? I don't know how that planet provoked Lord Zushan. It actually made Lord Zushan so angry. Yes, many white mice knelt down and saluted together. Master Ancestor God, can you tell us what happened? A mouse couldn't help it, and asked cautiously. Quincy and Gwent were killed by 2 weaned kittens on Cat Planet. Dandan said with a cold face, Gods of Destruction planned to destroy that planet by itself, but Gwent's last wish is for you to avenge him and destroy that planet. As soon as this remark came out, many white mice were startled and angry, clamoring to crush the Cat Star themselves. Dare to bully the heads of our rat clan. Also killed our 2 supreme gods. Also, let me emphasize again, this time you are only responsible for leveling the Cat Star. After all, Dandan still didn't dare to be too presumptuous, don't do other things, even if you encounter a living planet, don't do it destruction. This matter is very important. I hope you will not be careless. As long as there are rat races that cause damage to other planets, they will be killed. Yes, Lord Ancestral God. The white mouse knelt down and saluted, and promised loudly. It's best to capture those 2 kittens alive. Of course, it doesn't matter if it's really hard to capture alive. Just kill them. Then I will go to the underworld to bring their souls back, and then torture them. Just narrowed his eyes and said. Clear. One last thing. Tu Dandan said again, this is the last time you will fight in an alien planet. After you crush the cat star, return to that superstar immediately. There must be no delay. Otherwise, you will be killed without mercy. Yes, Lord Ancestral God. The white mice saluted again. Let's go. Tu Shandon waved his hand lightly. The 106 crystal balls also went out instantly. In the next moment, Tu Shan soared into the sky and flew towards the direction of Supreme Kai. Just go to the Supreme Kai world to take a look at the picture. See if that guy Sawyer will come here to take office. What a big head. You must not come to our 7th universe. It is enough for our universe to have me as a god. There is no need for a Supreme Kai at all. Cat Star. In the dilapidated General's mansion, in the spacious courtyard. General Nova is receiving Beerus and Champa and getting some information from them. Beerus and Champa become awkward in front of the two beautiful catwomen. It's all too normal. The two little guys have been fighting everywhere since they were young, although it was only in the form of small fights. But the two little guys have never seen such a beautiful catwoman. How did you know about gods of destruction? Also, how did you two improve by leaps and bounds? General Nua asked curiously. This. Champa scratched his head. Master didn't let us talk about it. Don't ask, Nua. Beerus shook his head. We are cats with a limit, we know what to say and what not to say. Yes, if you have time to practice hard, you can meet those 800 billion mice. Champa snorted. Ahem, Kid Champa, do you know what 800 billion is? The catwoman beside Champa smiled bitterly. What concept? A lot. Champa was taken aback. Catwoman. Stupid, Champa. 800 billion is a huge number. We only have 10,000 surviving cat people, how many times is 800 billion? Beerus counted with his fingers. Anyway, it's a very large number. Nua added on the side. Beerus, Champa, you can't figure it out together. Our injuries are almost healed, everyone should practice hard and prepare for the next battle. Beerus stood up. Well, we must beat them to death. Champa suddenly regained his spirits. The previous battle made Champa's self-confidence soar. So is the god of the Rat Clan. I feel that if I practice for more than 10 days, I can defeat that guy named Gwent by myself. Just when Champa and Beerus were about to leave, Shua. With a movement of Luo Tian's figure, he appeared above the sky. After seeing Luo Tian's appearance, all the cat people on the scene were startled, and immediately raised their vigilance. Another alien appeared. Although he didn't look annoying at all, he was an alien after all. Who? General Nova stood up, his face moved. Snapped. Luo Tian slowly fell from the sky. Master. Champa and Beerus immediately rushed forward, kneeling and saluting to Luo Tian. Master. What are these two little guys talking about? They say Master. Is this alien the master of the two of them? All the cat people present were stunned. Get up, you performed very well today, and I, the master, am also proud of you. Luo Tian patted the heads of the two little guys. Really, I knew Master would praise us. Champa smiled happily. Beerus also happily showed his white teeth. This is, General Nua asked quickly. Master, you have all shown up, may I introduce you to them? Champa asked. I didn't tell you not to introduce me. Luo Tian smiled slightly. Great, I thought Master wouldn't let us talk about it. Champa grinned, and quickly introduced. Let me introduce to you, this is Luo Tian, the master of Beerus and me. The reason why Beerus and I are so powerful, precisely because of our master's careful teaching. Hello. General Nuva personally stepped forward and stretched out the cat's paw. I am the general of the cat clan, and I am also the highest leader on this planet. My name is Nuva. Hello. Luo Tian nodded friendly. You don't know yet, do you? Champa continued. Actually, it was my master who killed the 4 elders. That guy named Quincy was killed by me and Beerus with the help of Master. Our master it is very powerful, as long as the master is there, what is gods of destruction so amazing? Also, the mysterious disappearance of the castles of the Rat Clan was all done by Master, that's why our cat stars have achieved today's big victory. Beerus added on the side. Nua's face changed again and again, and he was beyond shocked. The alien in front of him actually did such an earth-shattering thing. Master Luo Tian, please accept my worship. Nuwa immediately took a step forward after a brief shock, and bowed to Luo Tian. The cat people behind Nuwa also knelt down one by one. You're welcome, General. Luo Tian didn't accept the gift, and stepped forward to help Nuwa up. Even if you want to worship me, you have to wait until Gods of Destruction is defeated. Then, Lord Luo Tian, please advise. What should we do next? Nuwa asked hastily. Next, do what you should do. Luo Tian pondered. I see. Nuwa understood. We will practice hard and strive to improve our own strength. No, what I mean is, if you have the time, just build your own planet. Luo Tian smiled. You just ended the war, and the entire cat planet is in disrepair, and you are responsible for restoring the planet to how it was before of peace. Nuwa and the cat people widened their eyes, showing confusion on their faces. For the battle, there are me, Beerus, and Champa. Luo Tian smiled and said, you don't need to intervene, we will try our best to pull the battle line to an area far away from the cat star. You mean you are going to challenge those 800 billion mice? Nuwa finally understood, and the corner of his mouth twitched. Next, do what you should do. I will take the two of them to continue their cultivation. Don't come over and disturb us. Luo Tian also became serious as he spoke. Yes, Nuwa immediately nodded in agreement. We still carried out the order of Master Luo Tian. That's 800 billion mice. There are tens of thousands of mice as powerful as God Quincy. No matter how we deploy, there can be no hope of victory. The only way to win now is to count on Master Luo Tian, Beerus and Champa. Let's go. Luo Tian greeted Champa and Beerus. Beerus hesitated for a moment, and said in a deep voice to Sava and the others, Brother Wu Tato sealed God Quincy in his own way, he is the hero of our cat clan. I ask Nuwa to build a hero monument for him. Quote, we will remember him forever. Nuwa agreed with a heavy expression. Afterwards, Luo Tian took Champa and Beerus out of the general's mansion and returned to the dark forest. Luo Tian started a new round of training with Champa and Beerus. Luo Tian wants to reach the third level of his divine suction as soon as possible. Only at the third floor can the energy of those 800 billion rats be better absorbed. The second layer is more troublesome to absorb. As for Champa and Beerus, Luo Tian arranged for the two little guys to continue to cultivate the energy of destruction, and work hard to defeat gods of destruction as soon as possible. Now, the several energies in Luo Tian's body are in a mixed state. These energies include common energy, the power of destruction and the power of erasure. The three energies are mixed together. Among them, common has the most energy. If these energies are divided according to a sphere, the energy of common occupies almost more than 95% of the sphere. The power of destruction is only 4%. The erasure power is even less, only 1%. Luo Tian quickly entered the state of cultivation, and continued to practice the divine suction technique according to the cultivation method given by the old man Yuan Zun. Champa and Beerus are not idle either. The two little guys clearly knew that the next battle was very important. If you don't practice seriously, you might die. What they have to do now is to far surpass a powerful guy like God Quincy. Only in this way can it be possible to resist the 800 billion rats. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.